Welcome back, everyone, to Great Bible Read Through. Here on Job chapter 21. Let's get right into it. 21. Job reciteth the prosperity of the wicked, and after describeth their sudden ruin and destruction. Job answered and said, he answered Zophar, the Namathite, O hear my words, and that shall be my comfort of you. Suffer me a little that I may speak also, and then laugh my words to scorn, if it like you. Is it for man's sake that I make this disputation? Which, if it were so, should not my spirit be then in sore trouble? Mark me well, and be abashed, and lay your hand upon your mouth. For when I consider myself, I am afraid, and my flesh is smitten with fear. Wherefore do wicked men live in health and prosperity, come to their old age, and increase in riches? Their children live in their sight, and their generation before their eyes. Their houses are safe from all fear, and the rod of God doth not smite them. Their bullock gendereth, and that not out of time. Their cow calveth, and is not unfruitful. They send forth their children by flocks, and their sons lead the dance. They bear with them tabrets and harps, and have instruments of music at their pleasure. They spend their days in wealthiness, but suddenly they go down to hell, or the grave. Let's see. They say also unto God, Go from us, we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Who is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have to submit ourselves unto him? Lo, there is utterly no goodness in them. Therefore will not I have to do with the counsel of the ungodly. How oft shall the candle of the wicked be put out? How oft cometh their destruction upon them? Oh, what sorrow shall God give them for their part in his wrath? Yea, they shall be even as hay before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. And though God save their children from such sorrow, yet will he so reward themselves, that they shall know it. Their own destruction and misery shall they see with their eyes, and drink of the fearful wrath of the Almighty. For what careth he, what becometh of his household after his death, when the number of his months is cut short? Inasmuch then as God hath the highest power of all, who can teach him any knowledge? One dieth now when he is mighty, and at his best, rich and in prosperity, even when his bowels are at the fattest, and his bones full of marrow. Usually written marrow. Another dieth in sorrow and heaviness, and never had good days. They shall sleep both alike in the earth, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know what ye think, yea, and the subtlety that ye imagine against me. For ye say, Where is the prince's palace? And where is the dwelling of the ungodly? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? Doubtless ye cannot deny their tokens, or signs, that the wicked is kept unto the day of destruction, and that the ungodly shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who dare reprove him for his way to his face? Who will reward him for the ungraciousness that he doeth? Yet shall he be brought to his grave, and dwell among the heap of the dead. Then shall he be fain to be buried among the stones of the plain. The plain. All men also must follow him, and there are innumerable gone before him. How vain then is the comfort that you give me? Doth not falsehood remain in all your answers? 22. Eliphaz reprehendeth Job of unmercifulness. So Eliphaz the Temanite gave an answer and said, May a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise may be profitable to himself? Is it any vantage to the Almighty that thou art righteous? Or shall it profit him that thou makest thy ways perfect? Is he afraid to reprove thee, and to step forth with thee into judgment? Is not thy wickedness great, and thine ungracious deeds innumerable? For thou hast taken the pledge from thy brother for naught, and robbed the naked of their clothing. To such as were weary hast thou given no water to drink, and hast withdrawn bread from the hungry. Should such one then, as useth violence, wrong, and oppression, doing all things of partiality, and having respect of persons, should such one dwell in the land? Thou hast sent widows away empty, and oppressed the poor fatherless. Therefore art thou compassed about with snares on every side, and suddenly vexed with fear. Shouldst thou then see no darkness? Should not the waterflood run over thee? Now, because that God is higher than the heavens, and because thou seest that the stars are so high, wilt thou therefore say, how should God know? Doth his dominion reach beyond the clouds? The clouds cover him that he may not see, and he dwelleth above heaven. Dost not thou keep the old way that vain men have gone, which were cut down out of time, and whose foundation was as a running water, which said unto God, Go from us. And what did the Almighty with them? What did the Almighty with them? He filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the ungodly is far from me. But the counsel of the ungodly is far from me. The righteous saw it and were glad, and the innocent laughed them to scorn. Is our increase hewn down? As for the remnant of them, the fire hath consumed it. Therefore reconcile thee unto God, and be content, so shall all things prosper with thee. So shall all things prosper with thee right well. Receive the law at his mouth, and lay up his words in thine heart. For if thou wilt turn to the Almighty, thou shalt stand fast, and put all unrighteousness from thy dwelling. Put it all from you. Thou shalt make gold as plentiful as the dust, and the gold of Ophir as the flints of the rivers. Yea, Almighty God his own self shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. Then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and lift up thy face unto God. Then shalt thou make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt keep thy promises. Look, what thou hast taken in... Then look, what thou takest in hand, he shall make it to prosper with thee, and the light shall shine in the ways for you. For whoso humbleth himself, him shall he set up, or establish, and whoso looketh meekly shall be healed. If thou be innocent, thou shalt deliver the country because of the unguiltiness of thine hands. Shalt deliver the country. 23. Job affirmeth that he both knoweth and feareth the power and sentence of the judge, and saith that he hath walked in his righteousness. Job answered and said, My saying is yet this day in bitterness, and my hand heavy because of my groaning. Oh, that I might see him and find him. Oh, that I might come before his seat, or to plead my cause before him, and to fill my mouth with arguments, that I might know what answer he would give me, and that I might understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power and strength? No, but he will make me the stronger. He that is just shall enter disputation with him, and my judge shall deliver me forever. Behold, though I go before him, I find him. If I come behind, I can get no knowledge of him. If I go on the left side where he doeth his work, I cannot attain unto him. Again, if I go on the right side, he hideth himself, that I cannot see him. But as for my way, he knoweth it, and trieth me as the gold in the fire. Go before. My foot doth keep his path. His high way have I holden, and will not go out of it. I will not forsake the commandment of his lips, but look, what he charged me with his mouth, that have I shut up in my heart. He is still at one point. Still. Immovable. At one point, and who will turn him back? He doeth as him listeth, and bringeth to pass what he will. He performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things doeth he. This is the cause that I shrink at his presence, such that when I consider him, I am afraid of him. For insomuch as he is God, he maketh my heart soft, and seeing that he is almighty, he putteth me in fear. Thus cannot I get out of darkness, neither hath he covered the cloud from my face. Covered the cloud from my face. 24. Job describeth the wickedness of men, and showeth what curse belongeth to the wicked. Considering then that there is no time hid from the Almighty, how happeneth it that they which know him do not regard his days? For some men there be that remove other men's landmarks, that rob them of their cattle, and keep the same for their own, that drive away the ass of the fatherless, that take the widow's ox for a pledge, that thrust the poor out of the way, and oppress the simple of the world together. Behold, even as the wild asses in the desert go, go they forth to their work, and rise betimes to spoil. Yea, the very wilderness ministereth food for their children. They reap the cornfield that is not their own, and let the vineyard of the ungodly alone. They are the cause that so many men are naked and bare, having no clothes to cover them, and to keep them from cold, such that when the showers in the mountains have rained upon them, and they be all wet, they have none other succour but to keep them among the rocks. They spoil the sucking fatherless child, and take the pledge from the poor, insomuch that they let him go naked without clothing, and have taken away the sheaf of the hungry. The poor are fain to labor in their oil mills, yea, and to tread in their wine presses, and yet to suffer thirst. The men of the city crieth unto the Lord with sighing, which seems to be written scything. Sighing. At the time had a TH in it. The souls of the slain also make their complaint. And now complaint is not how we tend to use it. This is plaint, like a legal plaint or a cry, a cry for justice. The souls of the slain also make their cry. But God destroyeth them not for all this, whereas they notwithstanding are conversant among them that abhor the light. They know not his way, neither continue in his paths. Timely in the morning do they arise, to murder the simple and poor, and in the night they go a-stealing. The eye of the adulterer waiteth for the darkness, and saith thus in himself, Chah, there shall no eye see me, and so he disguiseth his face. In the night season they search the houses, and hide themselves in the daytime, but will not know the light. For as soon as the day breaketh, the shadow of death cometh upon them, and they go in horrible darkness. The ungodly is swifter than the water, their portion shall be cursed in the earth. Ye shall not behold the way of the vineyards. The water, the earth, the vineyards. Oh, that they, for the wickedness which they have done, were drawn to the hell, sooner than snow melteth to the drought and heat. Oh, that all compassion upon them were forgotten, that their dainties were worms, that they were clean put out of remembrance, and ungodliness utterly hewn down like as a tree. He that oppressed the barren, that he cannot bear, and unto the widow, he hath oppressed the barren that he cannot bear, and unto the widow hath he done no good. He drew the mighty after him with his power, and when he was gotten up, no man was without fear as long as he liveth. And though they might be safe, yet they will not receive it, for their eyes look upon their own ways. They are exalted for a little, but shortly are they gone, brought to extreme poverty, and taken out of the way, yea, and utterly plucked off as the ears of corn. Is it not so? Who will then reprove me as a liar, and say that my words are nothing worth? 25. Bildad proveth that no man is clean and without sin before God. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite, and said, Is there power and fear with him above that maketh peace, sitting in his highness, whose men of war are innumerable, and whose light ariseth over all? But how may a man compared unto God be justified? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Behold, the moon shineth nothing in comparison to him, and the stars are unclean in his sight. How much more than man, that is but corruption, and the Son of Man, which is but a worm? 26. Job showeth that man cannot help God, and proveth it by his miracles. Either proves it or Job answered and said, Whom hast thou helped? Him that is without strength. What comfort givest thou unto him that hath no strength? Where is the counsel that thou shouldst give him which hath no wisdom? Hast thou showed the way of right living? To whom hast thou spoken those words? Who made the breath to come out of thy mouth? Are not dead things shapen under the waters, and things by the water's side? Hell is naked before him, and the very destruction itself cannot be hid out of his sight. He stretched out the north over the empty, and hangeth the earth upon nothing. He bindeth the waters in his clouds, and the cloud is not broken under them. He holdeth back his stool, that it cannot be seen, or his throne, or his footstool, and spreadeth his cloud before it. He hath compassed the waters with certain bounds, until the day and night come to an end. Until day and night come to an end. The very pillars of heaven tremble and quake at his reproof. He stilleth the sea with his power, and through his wisdom smiteth he the strength thereof. His spirit hath garnished the heavens, and his hand hath made the rebellious serpent. Lo, this is now a short sum of his ways, a short summation. But who is able sufficiently to rehearse his works? Who can perceive and understand the thunder of his power? 27. The constantness and perfectness of Job and the part of the unfaithful with God. And Job proceeded and went forth in his communication, saying, As truly as God liveth, which hath taken away my judgment, and the Almighty that hath vexed my mind, my lips shall talk of no vanity, and my tongue shall speak no deceit, while my breath is in me, and as long as the wind that God hath given me is in my nostrils. God forbid that I should grant your cause to be right. As for me, until mine end come, will I never go from mine innocency. My righteous dealing keep I fast, which I will not forsake. My heart shall not reprove me of my days. Therefore mine enemy shall be found as the ungodly, and he that taketh part against me as the unrighteous. For what hope hath the hypocrite, though he have great goods, and though God give him riches after his heart's desire? Doth God hear him the sooner when he crieth unto him in his necessity? Hath he such pleasure and delight in the Almighty that he dare always call upon God? I will teach you in the name of God, and the thing that I have of the Almighty will I not keep from you. Behold, ye stand in your own conceit, as though ye knew all things. Wherefore then do ye go about with such vain words, saying, This is the portion that the wicked shall have of God, and the heritage that tyrants shall receive of the Almighty? If he get many children, they shall perish with the sword, and his posterity shall have scarceness of bread. Look, whom he leaveth behind him, they shall die and be buried, and no man shall have pity of his widows. Though he have as much money as the dust of the earth, and raiment as ready as the clay, he may well prepare it, but the godly shall put it upon him, and the innocent shall deal out the money. His house shall endure as the moth, and as a booth that the watchman maketh. When the rich man dieth, he carrieth nothing with him. He is gone in the twinkling of an eye, and hath nothing. Destruction taketh hold upon him as a water flood, and the tempest stealeth him away in the night season. A vehement east wind carrieth him hence, and departeth. A storm plucketh him out of his place. It rusheth in upon him, and spareth him not. He may not escape from the power thereof. Then clap men their hands at him, yea, and jest of him, when they look upon his place. 28. Job showeth that the wisdom of God is unsearchable. There is a place where silver is brought out of, and where gold is tried, where iron is digged out of the ground, and stones resolved to metal. The darkness shall once come to an end. He can seek out the ground of all things, the foundation of all things. The stones, the dark, and the shadow of death. With the river of water parteth he asunder the strange people, that know no good neighborhood, such as are rude, unmannerly, and boisterous. He bringeth food out of the earth, and that which is under consumeth he with fire. There is found a place whose stones are clean sapphires, and where the clods of the earth are gold. There is a way also that the birds know not, that no vulture's eye hath seen, wherein the lion's whelps walk not, and where no lion cometh. There putteth he his hand upon the stony rocks, and overthroweth the mountains. Rivers flow out of the rocks, and look, what is pleasant, his eye seeth it. Out of drops bringeth he great floods together, and the thing that is hid bringeth he to light. How cometh a man then by wisdom? Where is the place that men find understanding? Verily no man can tell how worthy a thing she is, neither is she found in the land of them that live at their own pleasure. Of them that live at their own pleasure. The deep saith, She is not with me. The sea saith, She is not with me. She cannot be gotten for the most pure gold, neither may the price of her be bought with any silver. No wedges of gold of Ophir, no precious onyx stones, no sapphires may be compared unto her. No, neither gold, neither crystal, neither sweet odors, neither golden plate. There is nothing so worthy or so excellent as one to be named unto her. For perfect wisdom goeth far beyond them all. The topaz that cometh out of India, or Ind, this might be Ethiopia too, may in no wise be likened unto her. Yea, no manner of apparel, how pleasant and fair soever it be. From whence then cometh wisdom, and where is the place of understanding? She is hid from the eyes of all men living, yea, and from the fowls of the air. Destruction and death, say, we have heard tell of her with our ears. But God seeth her way, and knoweth her place, for he beholdeth the ends of the world, and looketh upon all that is under heaven. When he weighed the winds, and measured the waters, when he set the rain in order, and gave the mighty floods a law. Then did he see her, then declared he her, prepared her, and knew her. And unto man he said, Behold, to fear the Lord is wisdom, and to forsake evil is understanding. 29. Job complaineth of the prosperity of the time past, subtly reproving his friends of injury, because they said that Job suffered according to his deserving. So Job proceeded and went forth in his communication, saying, Oh, that I were as I was in the months bypast. The months gone by, and in the days when God preserved me, when his light shined upon my head, when I went after the same light and shining, even through the darkness, as it stood with me when I was young, when God prospered my house, when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children stood about me, when my ways ran over with butter, and when the stony rocks gave me rivers of oil, when I went through the city unto the gate, and when they set me a chair in the street, when the young men, as soon as they saw me, hid themselves, and when the aged arose and stood up unto me, when the princes left off their talking, and laid their hand to their mouth, when the mighty kept still their voice, and when their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth, when all they that heard me called me happy, and when all they that saw me spake good of me. For I delivered the poor when he cried, and so did I the fatherless, and him that had none to hold him. He that should have been lost gave me a good word, and the widow's heart praised me. And why? I put upon me righteousness, which covered me as a garment, and equity was my crown. I was an eye unto the blind, and a foot to the lame. I was a father unto the poor, and when I knew not the cause, I sought it out diligently. I brake the jaws of the unrighteous man, and plucked the spoil out of his teeth. Therefore I thought verily that I should have died in my nest, and that my days should have been as many as the sands of the sea. For my root was spread out by the waterside, and the dew lay upon my corn. Mine honor increased more and more, and my bow was ever the stronger in my hand. Unto me men gave ear, me they regarded, and with silence they tarried for my counsel. If I had spoken, they would have it none other ways. My words were so well taken among them. They waited for me as for the rain, and gaped upon me as the ground doth to receive the latter shower. When I laughed, they knew well it was not earnest, and this, the light of my countenance, would they not put out. When I agreed unto their way, I was the chief, and sat as a king with his army about him. And when they were in heaviness, I was their comforter. 30. The great despising of men, and the curse of God that Job suffereth. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, yea, even they whose fathers I would have thought scorn to have set with the dogs of my cattle. Power and strength of their hands might do me no good, for the time is but lost among them. For very misery and hunger they fled into the wilderness, horrible and waste, plucking up nettles among the bushes and the juniper roots for their meat. And when they were driven forth, men cried after them as it had been after a thief. Their dwelling was beside foul brooks, yea, in the caves and dens of the earth. Among the bushes went they about crying, and under the thorns they gathered themselves together. They were the children of fools and villains, which are vexed out of the world. Now am I their song, and am become their jesting stock. They abhor me, and flee far from me, and stain my face with spittle. For the Lord hath loosed the strength of my body, and brought me low. The bridle have they cast out of my sight. Upon my right hand rise the young men against me. They have hurt my feet, treading upon me, as upon the ways that they would destroy. They tread. My paths have they clean marred. It was so easy for them to do me harm that they needed no man to help them. They fell upon me as it had been the breaking in of waters, and came in by heaps to destroy me. Fearfulness is turned against me. Mine honor vanished away more swiftly than the wind, and my prosperity departeth hence, like as it were a cloud. Therefore is my mind poured full of heaviness, and the days of my trouble have taken hold upon me. My bones are pierced through in the night season, and my sinews take no rest. For the vehemence of sorrow is my garment changed, and according to the diversity of heaviness am I guided or girded with my coat. He hath cast me into the mire, and I am become like ashes and dust. When I cry unto thee, thou dost not hear me, and though I stand before thee, yet thou regardest me not. Thou art become mine enemy, and with thy violent hand, or forceful hand, thou takest part against me. In times past thou didst set me up on high, as it were above the wind, but now hast thou given me a very sore fall. Sure I am that thou wilt deliver me unto death, even to the lodging that is due unto all men living. Now use not men to do violence unto them. Men accustom not themselves to do violence, that are destroyed already, to do violence unto them that are destroyed already. But where hurt is done, there use they to help. There accustom they to help. Did not I weep with him that was in trouble? Had not my soul compassion upon the poor? Yet nevertheless, whereas I looked for good, evil happened unto me, and whereas I waited for light, there came darkness. My bowels seethe within me, and take no rest, for the days of my trouble are come upon me. Meekly and lowly came I in, yea, and without any displeasure. I stood up in the congregation and communed with them. But now I am a companion of dragons, and a fellow of ostriches or owls. My skin upon me is turned to black, and my bones are burnt with heat. My harp is turned to sorrow, and my pipe to weeping. 31. Job reciteth the innocency of his living, and number of his virtues. I made a covenant with mine eyes that I would not look upon a damsel. For how great a portion shall I have of God, and what inheritance from the Almighty on high? As for the ungodly, and he that joineth himself to the company of wicked doers, shall not destruction and misery come upon him? Doth not he see my ways, and tell all my goings? If I have walked in vanity, or if my feet have run to deceive, let me be weighed in an even balance, that God may see my innocency. If so be that I have withdrawn my foot out of the right way, and if my heart hath followed mine eyesight, if I have stained or defiled my hands, then shall I sow and another eat. Yea, my generation and posterity shall be clean rooted out. If my heart hath lusted after my neighbor's wife, or if I have laid wait at his door, then let my wife grind unto another man, and let other man lie with her. For this is a wickedness and sin that is worthy to be punished, yea, a fire that utterly should consume, and root out all my substance. Did I ever think scorn to do right unto my servants and maidens when they had any matter against me? But seeing that God will sit in judgment, what shall I do? And for so much as he will needs visit me, what answer shall I give him? He that fashioned me in my mother's womb, made he not him also? Were we not both shapen alike in our mother's bodies? When the poor desired anything at me, have I denied it them? Have I caused the widow to stand waiting for me in vain? Have I eaten my portion alone, that the fatherless hath had no part with me? For mercy grew up with me from my youth, and compassion from my mother's womb. Have I seen any man perish through nakedness and want of clothing, or any poor man for lack of raiment? Whose sides thanked me not because he was warmed with the wool of my sheep? Did I ever lift up my hand to hurt the fatherless? Yea, in the gate where I saw myself to be in authority, then If so, then, yea, in the gate where I saw myself to be in authority, then let mine arm fall from my shoulder, and mine armholes be broken from the joints. arm sockets. For I have ever feared the vengeance and punishment of God, and knew very well that I was not able to bear his burden. Have I put my trust in gold, or have I said to the finest gold of all, Thou art my confidence? Have I rejoiced because my power was great, and because my hand gat so much? Did I ever greatly regard the rising of the sun, or had I the going down of the moon in great reputation? Hath my heart meddled privily with any deceit? Or did I ever kiss mine own hand? That were a wickedness worthy to be punished, for then should I have denied the God that is above. Have I ever rejoiced at the hurt of mine enemy? Or was I ever glad that any harm happened unto him? Oh, no, I never suffered my mouth to do such a sin as to wish him evil. Did not the men of mine own household say, Who shall let us have our belly full of his flesh? I have not suffered a stranger to lie without or outside. But I opened my doors unto him that went by the way. Have I kept secret my sin and hid mine iniquity, as Adam did? Have I feared any great multitude of people, or if I had been despised of the simple, oh, then should I have been afraid. Thus have I quietly spent my life, and not gone out at the door, looking for strife. Oh, that I had one that would hear me. Lo, this is my cause, in the which the Almighty shall answer for me, though he that is my contrary party hath written a book against me. Yet will I take him upon my shoulder. The Lord's answer. Yet will I take him upon my shoulder, and as a garland about my head. I will tell him the number of my goings, and go unto him as to a prince. But if case be that my land cry against me, or that the furrows thereof make any complaint, the furrows of the field, if I have eaten the fruits thereof unpaid for, yea, if I have grieved any of the plowmen, then let thistles grow instead of my wheat, and cockle for my barley. Here end the words of Job. 32. Elihu, after the others had finished their communication, reproveth them of foolishness. Age maketh not a man wise, but the Spirit of God. So these three men would strive no more with Job, because he held himself a righteous man. But Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram, was very sore displeased at Job, because he called himself just before God. And with Job's three friends he was angry also, because they had found no reasonable answer to overcome Job. Now tarried Elihu till he had ended their communication with Job. For why? They were elder than he. So when Elihu the son of Barachel the Buzite saw that these three men were not able to make Job answer, he was miscontent. Elihu the son of Barachel the Buzite gave answer himself, and said, Considering that I am young, and ye be men of age, I was afraid, and durst not show forth my mind, for I thought thus within myself, It becometh old men to speak, and the aged to teach wisdom. Every man no doubt hath a mind, but it is the inspiration of the Almighty that giveth understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither doth every aged man understand the thing that is lawful. Therefore will I speak also. Hear me, and I will show you also mine understanding. For when I had waited till ye had made an end of your talking, and heard your wisdom, what arguments you made in your communication, yea, when I had diligently pondered what ye said, I found not one of you that made any good argument against Job, or that discreetly could make answer unto his words, lest ye should say, We have found out wisdom. God shall cast him down, and God shall cast him down, and no man. He hath not spoken unto me, and I will not answer him as ye have done. He hath not spoken unto me, and I will not answer him, as ye have done. This phrasing means, well, maybe this is Job hath not spoken unto me. I thought this phrasing was, Actually, that is a hard phrase. Wow. Okay. And I will not answer him as ye have done. For they were so abashed that they could not make answer nor speak one word. But insomuch as ye will not speak, standing still like dumb men and waiting and making no answer, I have a good hope for my part, to shape him an answer, and to show him my meaning. For I am full of words, and the spirit that is within me compelleth me. Behold, my belly is as the wine which hath no vent, and bursteth the new vessels in sunder. Therefore will I speak, that I may have a vent. I will open my lips and make answer. I will regard no manner of person, no man will I spare. For if I would go about to please men, I know not how soon my Maker would take me away. 33. Elihu showeth wherein Job offendeth. With God may we not strive, nor curiously search out his works. Wherefore, hear my words, O Job, and hearken unto me all that I will say. Behold, I have now opened my mouth, my tongue hath spoken in my throat. My heart doth order my words aright, and my lips talk of pure wisdom. The Spirit of God hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me my life. If thou canst, then give me answer. Prepare thyself to stand before me face to face. Behold, before God am I even as thou, for I am fashioned and made even of the same mold. Therefore thou needest not to be afraid of me, neither needst thou to fear that my authority shall be too heavy for thee. Now hast thou spoken in my ears, and I have heard the voice of thy words. Saying, I am clean without any fault, I am innocent, and there is no wickedness in me. But lo, he hath picked a quarrel against me, and taketh me for his enemy. He hath put my foot in the stocks, and looketh narrowly unto all my paths, is what you said. Behold, in this hast thou not done right. I will make answer unto thee, that God is more than man. And why dost thou then strive against him? For he shall not give thee accounts of all his words. For when God doth once command a thing, there should no man be curious to search whether it be right. In dreams and visions of the night, when slumbering cometh upon men, that they fall asleep in their beds, he woundeth them in the ears. And I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Woundeth them in the ears. It's related to rumor, I believe, or whispering, or instructing them in the ears. It's probably pronounced the same as round, but I'm going to say ruined to distinguish it. He woundeth them in the ears, he informeth them, and showeth them plainly that it is he which withdraweth man from evil, delivereth him from pride, keepeth him from the grave, and his life from the sword. He chasteneth him with sickness, and bringeth him to his bed. He layeth sore punishment upon his bones, such that his life may away with no bread. Such as life may away with no bread. And his soul abhorreth to eat any dainty meat, insomuch that his body is clean consumed away, and his bones appear no more. His life draweth on to the grave, and his life to death. Now, if there be a messenger, one among 1,000, sent for to speak unto man, and to show him the right way, then the Lord is merciful unto him, and saith, He shall be delivered, that he fall not down to the grave, for I am sufficiently reconciled. Then shall his flesh be as well liking as it was afore, and it shall be as it was in his youth. For if he submit himself unto God, he shall be gracious unto him, and show him his countenance joyfully, and rewardeth man for his righteousness. Such a respect hath he unto men. Therefore let a man confess and say, I have offended, I did unrighteously, and it hath done me no good. Yea, he hath delivered my soul from destruction, and my life shall see the light. Lo, thus worketh God alway with man, that he keepeth his soul from perishing, and letteth him enjoy the light of the living. Mark well, O Job, and hear me. Hold thee still, and I will speak. But if thou hast anything to say, then answer me, and speak, for thy answer pleaseth me. If thou hast nothing, then hear me, and hold thy tongue, so shall I teach thee wisdom. 34. Elihu praiseth the justice of God, which judgeth the world, and governeth all. Elihu, proceeding forth in his answer, said, Hear my words, O ye wise men, hearken unto me, ye that have understanding. For the ear proveth and discerneth the words, and the mouth tasteth the meats. As for judgment, let us seek it out among ourselves, that we may know what is good, and why. Job hath said, I am righteous, but God doeth me wrong. I must needs be a liar, though my cause be right. And finally I am plagued, whereas I made no fault. Where is there such a one as Job, that drinketh up scornfulness like water, which goeth in the company of wicked doers, and walketh with ungodly men? For he hath said, Though a man be good, yet is he not, nothing before God. Therefore hearken unto me, ye that have understanding. Far be it from God that he should meddle with wickedness, and far be it from the Almighty that he should meddle with unrighteous dealing. For he shall reward the works of man, and cause every man to find according to his ways. Cause every man to receive. Cause every man to find or receive according to his ways. Oh, I wrote it right there. For sure it is that God condemneth no man wrongfully, and the judgment of the Almighty is not unrighteous. Who ruleth the earth in his stead? Or whom hath he set to govern the whole world? To whom hath he given his heart for to draw his spirit and breath unto him? All flesh shall come together unto naught, and all men shall turn again unto dust. If thou now have understanding, hear what I say, and hearken to the voice of my words. May he be a ruler that loveth no right, or may he that is a very innocent man do ungodly? Is it reason that thou shouldst say to the king, Thou art wicked, or Thou art ungodly, and that before the princes? He hath no respect unto the persons of the lordly, and regardeth not the rich more than the poor, for they be all the work of his hands. In the twinkling of an eye shall they die, and at midnight, when the people and the tyrants rage, then shall they perish, and be taken away without hands. And this without hands may even be out of hand, suddenly. And why? His eyes look upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his goings. There is no darkness nor shadow of death that can hide the wicked doers from him. For no man shall be suffered to go into judgment with God. Many one, yea, innumerable, doth he punish, and setteth other in their steads. Therefore shall he declare their works. He shall turn the night, and they shall be destroyed. Turn the night. Turn the night over to the next day. They that were in the stead of seers dealt like ungodly men, and therefore he punished them, because they turned back from him, and would not consider all his ways, insomuch that they have caused the voice of the poor to come unto him, and now he heareth the complaint of such as are in trouble. If he grant pardon, who will condemn? And if he hide away his countenance, who shall be able to see it? Whether it be to the people or to any man, thus will he do. For the ungodliness of the people doth God make an hypocrite to reign over them. Because of the ungodliness of the people, he sets a hypocrite to reign over them. For so much then as I have begun to talk of God, I will not hinder thee. If I have gone amiss, inform thou me. If I have done wrong, I will leave off. Can he do nothing without thee? For thou hast reproved his judgment. That's why I ask, can he do nothing without thee? Thou also hast thine own mind, and not I. But speak on what thou knowest. Let men of understanding tell me, and let a wise man hearken unto me. As for Job, he hath neither spoken to the purpose, nor wisely. Spoken to the topic. Answered the points. Spoken to the point. O Father, let Job be well tried, because he hath answered for wicked men. Yea, above his sin he doeth wickedly, triumpheth among us, and multiplieth his words against God. 35. Neither doth godliness profit or ungodliness hurt to God, but to man. Elihu spake moreover and said, Thinkest thou it right that thou sayest, I am righteous before God? For thou sayest, What advantage will it be unto thee, and what profit shalt thou have of my sin? Therefore will I give answer unto thee and to thy companions with thee. Look unto the heaven, and behold it. Consider the clouds which are higher than thou. If thou hast sinned, what hast thou done against him? If thine offences be many, what hast thou done unto him? If thou be righteous, what givest thou unto him? Or what will he receive of thy hand? Of such an ungodly person as thou, and of the Son of Man that is righteous, as thou pretendest to be, there is a great cry and complaint made by them that are oppressed with violence. Yea, every man complaineth upon the cruelty of tyrants. For such a one never saith, Where is God that made me, and that giveth us occasion to praise him in the night, which giveth us more understanding than he doth the beasts of the earth, and teacheth us more than he doth the fowls of heaven. If any such complain, no man giveth answer, and that because of the wickedness of proud tyrants. But if a man call upon God, doth not he hear him? Doth not the Almighty accept his cry? When thou speakest then, should not he pardon thee, if thou open thyself before him, and put thy trust in him? Then useth he no violence in his wrath, neither hath he pleasure in curious and deep inquisitions. Therefore doth Job open his mouth but in vain, and foolishly doth he make so many words. By speaking to his friends instead of to God. 36. Elihu showeth wherefore God punisheth and correcteth. Elihu proceeded forth in his talking, and said, Hold thee still a little, and I shall show thee what I have yet to speak on God's behalf. I will open unto thee yet more of mine understanding, and prove my matter righteous. And truly my words shall not be vain, seeing he is with thee that is perfect in knowledge. Seeing he is with thee that is perfect in knowledge. Behold, the great God casteth away no man, for he himself is mighty in power and wisdom. As for the ungodly, he shall not preserve him, but shall help the poor to their right. He shall not turn his eyes away from the righteous, but as kings shall they be in their throne. He shall establish them forever, and they shall be exalted. But if they be laid in prison and chains, or bound with the bonds of trouble, then will he show them their work, and the sins wherewith they have used cruel violence. When I read this, I figured, he shall not turn his eyes away from the righteous. But I think in this context, this means if this is not a negative statement, this might be saying, he shall turn his eyes, that is his wrath, away from the righteous. Turn his judgment away. So, by context, you can tell. He, with punishing and nurturing of them, woundeth them in the ears. That is, whispers in the ears. It might be pronounced roundeth, but I'll pronounce it roundeth them in the ears, warneth them to leave off from their wickedness, and to amend. If they now will take heed and serve him, they shall wear out their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasure and joy. But if they will not hearken, they shall go through the sword, and perish ere ever they be aware. As for such as be feigned hypocrites, they shall heap up wrath for themselves, for they call not upon him, though they be his prisoners. Thus shall their soul perish in foolishness, and their life shall be condemned among the fornicators. The poor shall he deliver out of his affliction, and wound them in the ears when they be in trouble. Even so shall he keep thee, if thou wilt be content, from the bottomless pit that is beneath, and if thou wilt hold thee quiet, he shall fill thy table with plenteousness. Nevertheless thou hast condemned the judgment of the ungodly, yea, even such a judgment and sentence shalt thou suffer. For then Shall not thy cause be stilled with cruelty, nor pacified with many gifts? Thinkest thou that he will regard thy riches? He shall not care for gold, neither for all them that excel in strength. Prolong not thou the time, till there come a night for thee, to set other people in thy stead. But beware that thou turn not aside to wickedness and sin, which hitherto thou hast chosen more than meekness. Behold, God is of a mighty high power. Where is there such a guide and lawgiver as he? Who will reprove him of his way? Who will say unto him, Thou hast done wrong? Oh, consider how great and excellent his works be, when all men love and praise, whom all men love and praise. Yea, wonder at him, and yet they see him but afar off. All men love and praise, yea, wonder at him, and yet they see him but afar off. Behold, so great is God that he passeth our knowledge, neither are we able to come to the experience of his years. He turneth the water to small drops. He driveth his clouds together for to rain, such that they pour down and drop upon men. He can spread out the clouds, a covering of his tabernacle, and cause his light to shine upon them, and to cover the bottom of the sea. By these things governeth he his people, and giveth them abundance of meat. With the clouds he hideth the light, and at his commandment it cometh again. The rising up thereof showeth he to his friends and to the cattle. All animals. The light, the rising up of the light. 37. Elihu proveth that the wisdom of God is unsearchable. At this my heart is astonied, and moved out of his place. Hear then the sound of his voice, and the noise that goeth out of his mouth. He governeth everything under the heaven, and his light reacheth unto the end of the world. A roaring voice followeth him, for his glorious majesty giveth such a thunderclap, that, though a man hear it, yet may he not perceive it afterward. It giveth an horrible sound. When God sendeth out his voice, great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. When he commandeth the snow, it falleth upon the earth. As soon as he giveth the rain a charge, immediately the showers have their strength, and fall down. He sendeth fear upon every man, that they might know their own works. The beasts creep into their dens, and take their rest. Out of the south cometh the tempest, the cold out of the north. At the breath of God the frost cometh, and the waters are shed abroad. He maketh the clouds to do their labor in giving moistness, and again with his light he driveth away the cloud. He distributeth also on every side, according as it pleaseth him, to deal out his works, that they may do whatsoever he commandeth them through the whole world, whether it be to punish any land, or to do good unto them that seek him. Hearken unto this, O Job. Stand still, and consider the wondrous works of God. Art thou of counsel with God, when he doeth these things? When he causeth the light to come forth of his clouds, art thou of his counsel? When he spreadeth out the clouds, hast thou the perfect knowledge of his wonders, and how thy clothes are warm when the land is still through the south wind? Thy clothes are warm when the land is still through the south wind. Hast thou helped him to spread out the heaven, which is to look upon as it were cast of clear metal? Teach us what we shall say unto him, for we are unmeet because of darkness. Shall it be told him what I say? Should a man speak, or should he keep it back? For every man seeth not the light that he keepeth clear in the clouds. Every man seeth not the light that God keepeth clear in the clouds, when he cleanseth, which he cleanseth, when he maketh the wind to blow. Gold is brought out of the north, but the praise and honor of God's fear cometh from God himself. It is not we that can find out the Almighty, for in power, equity, and righteousness he is higher than can be expressed. Let men therefore fear him, for there shall no man see him that is wise in his own conceit. 38. The wonders and marvels that the Lord hath done from the beginning. Then answered the Lord unto Job out of the storm, and said, What is he that hideth his mind with foolish words? Gird up thy loins like a man, for I will question with thee. See thou give me a direct answer. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell plainly, if thou hast understanding. Who hath measured it, knowest thou? Or who hath spread the line upon it? Whereupon stand the pillars of it? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? Where wast thou when the morning stars praised me together, and all the children of God rejoiced triumphantly? Who shut the sea with doors when it brake forth as a child out of his mother's womb? When I made the clouds to be a covering for it, and swaddled it with the dark? When I gave it my commandment, making doors and bars for it, saying, Hitherto shalt thou come, but no further, and here shalt thou lay down thy proud and high waves. Hast thou given the morning his charge as soon as thou wast born, and showed the dayspring his place, that it might take hold of the corners of the earth, and that the ungodly might be shaken out? Their tokens and weapons are turned like clay, and set up again as the changing of a garment. The ungodly shall be disappointed of their light. The appointment of their light shall be removed, and the arm of the proud shall be broken. Camest thou ever into the ground or foundation of the sea, or walkedst in the low corners of the deep? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee? Or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou also perceived how broad the earth is? If thou hast knowledge of all this, then show me where light dwelleth and where darkness is, that thou mayest bring us unto their quarters, if thou canst tell the way to their houses. Knewest thou, afore thou wast born, how old thou shouldst be? Wentest thou ever into the treasuries of the snow, or hast thou seen the secret places of the hail, which I have prepared against the time of trouble, against the time of battle and war? By what way is the light parted, and into what land breaketh the east wind? Who divideth the abundance of waters into rivers, or who maketh a way for the lightning and thunder, that it watereth and moistureth the dry and barren ground, to make the grass grow in places where nobody dwelleth, and in the wilderness where no man remaineth? Who is the father of rain, or who hath begotten the drops of dew, out of whose womb came the ice? Who hath gendered the coldness of the air, that the waters are as hard as stones, and lie congealed above the deep? Wilt thou hinder the sweet influences of the 7 stars, Pleiades? Or art thou able to break the circle of heaven, which is Orion apparently? Canst thou bring forth the morning star or the evening star at convenient time, and convey them home again? Knowest thou the course of heaven, that thou mayest set up the ordinance thereof upon the earth? Moreover, canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that they may pour down a great rain upon thee? Canst thou thunder also, that they may go their way, and be obedient unto thee, saying, Lo, here are we? Who giveth sure wisdom, or steadfast understanding? Who numbereth the clouds in wisdom? Who stilleth the vehement waters of the heaven? Who turneth the clods to dust, and then to be clods again? Wilt thou hunt the prey from the lion, or feed his whelps, lying in their dens and lurking in their couches? Who provideth meat for the raven, when his young ones cry unto God, and flee about for lack of meat? Or fly about? 39. God speaketh unto Job, showing him by the examples of his works that his righteousness is unsearchable. Knowest thou the time when the wild goats bring forth their young among the stony rocks? Or layest thou wait when the hinds use to fawn, or are accustomed to fawn? Reckonest thou the months after they engender, that thou knowest the time of their bearing? Or when they lie down, when they cast their young ones, and when they are delivered of their travail and pain? How their young ones grow up, and wax great through good feeding, when they go forth, and return not again unto them. Who letteth the wild ass go free, or who looseth the bonds of the mule? Even I, which have given the wilderness to be their house, and the untilled land to be their dwelling place, that they may give no force, nor for the multitude of people in the cities. That they may not be used for power by the multitude of people in the cities, neither regard the crying of the driver, but seek their pasture about the mountains, and follow the green grass. Will the unicorn, kind of rhino, be so tame as to do thee service, or to abide still by thy crib? Canst thou bind the yoke about the unicorn in thy furrow, to make him plough after thee in the valleys? Mayest thou trust him because he is strong, or commit thy labor unto him? Mayest thou believe him that he will bring home thy corn, or to carry anything into thy barn? Unto thy barn. Givest thou the fair wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the stork, or the what's this? This is the ostrich. For he leaveth his eggs in the earth, and layeth them in the dust. He remembereth not that they might be trodden with feet, or broken with some wild beast. So hard is he unto his young ones, as though they were not his, and laboureth in vain without any fear. And that because God hath taken wisdom from him, and hath not given him understanding. When his time is that he flieth up on high, he careth neither for horse, neither man. Hast thou given the horse his strength, or learned him to, taught him to bow down his neck with fear, that he letteth himself be driven forth like a grasshopper, whereas the stout neighing that he maketh is fearful? He breaketh the ground with the hoofs of his feet cheerfully in his strength, and runneth to meet the harnessed men, the weaponed men. He layeth aside all fear, his stomach is not abated, neither starteth he aback for any sword. Though the quivers rattle upon him, though the spear and shield glister, yet rusheth he in fiercely, and beateth upon the ground. He feareth not the noise of the trumpets, but as soon as he heareth the shawms blow, Chah, saith he, for he smelleth the battle afar off, the noise, the captains, and the shouting. Cometh it through thy wisdom that the goshawk fleeth toward the south, or flieth? Doth the eagle mount up and make his nest on high at thy commandment? He abideth in the stony rocks, and upon the high tops of hard mountains, where no man can come. From thence seeketh he his prey, and looketh far about with his eyes. His young ones are fed with blood, and where any dead body lieth, there he is immediately. 40. Job humbleth himself unto God, the description of Behemoth and Leviathan. Moreover, God spake unto Job, and said, Can he that striveth with the Almighty be at rest? Should not he which disputeth with God give him an answer? Job answered the Lord, saying, Behold, I am too vile a person to answer thee. Therefore will I lay my hand upon my mouth. Once or twice have I spoken, but I will say no more. Then answered the Lord unto Job out of the storm, and said, Gird up thy loins now like a man, and tell me the things that I will ask thee. Wilt thou disannul my judgment, or wilt thou condemn me, that thou thyself mayest be made righteous? Is thy power then like the power of God? Maketh thy voice such a sound as his doth? Then arm thyself with thine own power. Up, deck thee in thy jolly array, or jolly array. Jolly. Goodly array. Pour out the indignation of thy wrath. See that thou cast down all the proud. Look well that thou makest all such as be stubborn to obey. Tread down all the ungodly in their place. Cast them down into the dust, and cover their faces with darkness. Then will I confess unto thee also that thine own right hand shall save thee. Behold the beast Behemoth, whom I made with thee, which eateth hay as an ox. Lo, how strong he is in his loins, and what power he hath in the navel of his body. He spreadeth out his tail like a cedar tree, all his veins are stiff. His shins are like pipes of brass, his ribs, I think, are like staves of iron. First, when God made him, he ordained the wilderness for him, that the mountains should give him grass, where all the beasts of the field take their pastime. He lieth among the reeds and the mosses. The fens hide him with their shadow, and the willows of the brook cover him round about. Lo, without any labor might he drink out of the whole flood, and sup of Jordan, without any travail. Who dare lay hand upon him openly, and undertake to catch him? Or who dare put a hook through his nose, and lay a snare for him? Darest thou draw out Leviathan with an angle, or bind his tongue with a snare? Canst thou put a ring in the nose of him, or bore his jaw through with an awl, or nail? An awl, that is. Will he make many fair words with thee, thinkest thou, or flatter thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Or art thou able for to compel him to the continual? No. Or art thou able for to compel him to do thee continual service? To do continual service for thee? Wilt thou take thy pastime with him as with a bird, or give him unto thy maidens, that thy companions may make a refection or meal of him, or that he may be parted among the merchantmen? Canst thou fill the basket with his skin, or the fish pannier with his head? Which is interesting. Well, there's another way to read that too. Flip it around and say, can you fill his skin with weaving implements, or his head with the fishing hooks? They got it switched around there. but it doesn't really make a big difference. Yeah, Phil is... If he put needles into his skin, as if it was material to go in a basket, or his head with hooks, as if it was to be put in the fish pannier. Darest thou lie, or lay hand upon him? It is better for thee to consider what harm might happen thee therethrough, and not to touch him. When thou thinkest to have hold upon him, he shall beguile thee. 41. Of the same Leviathan, whereof is mentioned in the chapter afore. Yeah, no man... Okay, and this... Actually, the chapter divisions are a little bit different than the King James. No man is so cruel that is able to stir him up. Who is able to stand before me, or who hath given me anything aforehand that I may reward him again, or in return? All things under heaven are mine. I fear him not, whether he threaten or speak fair. Who lifteth him up, and strippeth him out of his clothes, or who taketh him by the bit of his bridle? Who openeth the door of his face? For he hath horrible teeth round about. His body is covered with scales, as it were with shields, locked in, kept, and well compact together. One is so joined to another, that no air can come in. Yea, one hangeth so upon another, and sticketh so together, that they cannot be sundered. His neesing, or sneezing, is like a glistering fire, and his eyes like the morning shine. Out of his mouth go torches, and out of his nostrils there goeth a smoke, like as out of a hot seething pot. His breath maketh the coals burn, and the flame goeth out of his mouth. In his neck remaineth strength, and nothing is too laborious for him. The members of his body are joined so straight one to another, and cleave so fast together, that he can not be moved. His heart is as hard as a stone, and as fast as the stithy, or anvil, that the smith smiteth upon. When he goeth, the mighty are afraid, and fear troubleth them. If any man draw out a sword at him, it shall not hurt him. There may neither spear, javelin, neither breastplate abide him. He sendeth as much by a straw as by iron, and as much by a rotten stock, or stump, as by brass. He starteth not away for him that bendeth the bow, and as for sling stones, he careth as much for stubble as for them. He counteth the darts no better than a straw. He laugheth him to scorn that shaketh the spear. He treadeth the gold in the mire like the sharp potsherds. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot, and stirreth the sea together like an ointment. He maketh a path to be seen after him. The deep is his walking place. Upon earth is there no power like unto his, for he is so made that he feareth not. If a man will consider all high things, this same is a king over all the children of pride. 42. The repentance of Job. He prayeth for his friends, and his goods are restored double unto him. Then Job answered the Lord, and said, I know that thou hast power over all things, and that there is no thought hid unto thee. For who can keep his own counsel? So secret, but it shall be known. Therefore have I spoken that which I understood not. Therefore have I spoken that I understood not, the things that are so high, and pass mine understanding. O hearken thou unto me also, and let me speak. Answer unto the thing that I will ask thee. I have given diligent ear unto thee, and now I see thee with mine eyes. Wherefore I give mine own self the blame, and take repentance in the dust and ashes. Now when the Lord had spoken these words unto Job, it fortuned that the Lord said unto Eliphaz the Temanite, I am displeased with thee and thy 2 friends, for ye have not spoken of me the thing that is right, like as my servant Job hath done. Therefore take ye now 7 oxen and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. Him will I accept, and not deal with you after your foolishness, in that ye have not spoken the thing which is right, like as my servant Job hath done. So Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite went their way, and did according as the Lord commanded them. The Lord also accepted the person of Job, and the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. returned the captivity of Job. You can read that. That is to say, all those things that were taken were being kept somewhere. Even if they were in the grave, they were brought back. Turned the captivity of Job. Yea, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had afore. And then came there unto him all his brethren, all his sisters, and all they that had been of his acquaintance afore, and did eat bread with him in his house, wondering at him and comforting him over all the trouble that the Lord had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a certain sum of money and a jewel of gold. And the Lord made Job richer than he was before, for he had 14,000 sheep and 7,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 asses. He had 7 sons also and 3 daughters. The first daughter called he Jemima, the second Keziah, and the third Karen Hapuk. In all the land were no women found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. After this lived Job 140 years, such that he saw his children and his children's children unto the 4th generation. And so Job died, being old and of a perfect age. The end of the book of Job. Here's the third part of the Bible containing these books. Which include the Psalter, the Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon, which is in Latin here. I'm not even going to attempt Latin. Not even once. And then all these illustrations. And it's very hard to match any of these up with the books, I find. They're hard to interpret. Oh, well, maybe except for this one that says Zechariah. And what else? Oh, we can suppose that this might be Ezekiel down here. Otherwise, I'm not too sure. This could be Jonah. It could be any other book where there's a ship featured. That's probably Jonah. And they're not in order, that's for certain. And there aren't the same number of illustrations as there are books either. So, pretty interesting. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, also spelled Abdi, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. So let's go ahead and turn the page to the first psalm. All right, Psalms of David. Actually, let me remember. Oh, no, it doesn't seem like they do. Okay. The first psalm. I'm not even sure what this picture is of. Could be anything. But I suppose that up here, this could be David, it could be Solomon, I don't know. All right, chapter 1. And every single one has a little subheading in Latin, which apparently are the first few words of the Latin translation from the Vulgate. So, chapter 1. Blessed is the man that hath not walked in the counsel of the ungodly, neither stood in the way of sinners, and hath not sit in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law will he exercise himself day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the waterside, that will bring forth his fruit in due season. His leaf also shall not wither, and look, whatsoever he doeth, it shall prosper. As for the ungodly, it is not so with them, but they are like the chaff which the wind scattereth away from the face of the earth. Therefore the ungodly shall not be able to stand in the judgment, neither the sinners in the congregation of the righteous. But the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, and the way of the ungodly shall perish. 2. Why do the heathen grudge together, and why do the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth stand up, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. Let us break their bonds asunder, and cast away their cords from us. They say, He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh them to scorn. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex him in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will preach the law, whereof the Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Desire of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt bruise them with a rod of iron, and break them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be warned, ye that are judges of the earth. Serve the Lord in fear, and rejoice unto him with reverence. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and so ye perish from the right way, if his wrath be kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. 3. A psalm of David when he fled from the face of Absalom his son. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise against me. Many one there be that say of my soul, There is no help for him in his God. Selah. But thou, O Lord, art my defender. Thou art my worship and the lifter up of my head. I did call upon the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Selah. I laid me down and slept, and rose up again, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid for 10,000s of the people that have set themselves against me round about. Up, Lord, and help me, O my God, for thou smitest all mine enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord, and thy blessing is upon thy people. 4. To him that excelleth in music, a psalm of David. I might need to fix the focus here. Let me do that real quick. Let me see what I can do. $40. That's probably better. Maybe? Okay, let's try that. Psalm 4. Hear me when I call, O God, when I call of my righteousness. Well, no. O God of my righteousness. Thou hast set me at liberty when I was in trouble. Have mercy upon me, and hearken unto my prayer. O ye sons of men, how long will ye blaspheme mine honor, and have such pleasure in vanity, and seek after leasing? Selah. Know this also, that the Lord hath chosen to himself the man that is godly. When I call upon the Lord, he will hear me. Stand in awe, and sin not. Commune with your own heart, and in your chamber, and be still. Selah. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness, and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, Who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, since the time that their corn and wine and oil increased. I will lay me down in peace, and take my rest, for it is thou, Lord, only, that makest me dwell in safety. 5. To him that excelleth in songs of music, a psalm of David. Ponder my words, O Lord, consider my meditation. O hearken thou unto the voice of my calling, my King and my God, for unto thee will I make my prayer. My voice shalt thou hear betimes, O Lord. Early in the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art the God that hath no pleasure in wickedness, neither shall any evil dwell with thee. Such as be foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all them that work vanity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing, lying. The Lord will abhor both the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house, even upon the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness, because of mine enemies. Make thy way plain before my face, for there is no faithfulness in his mouth. Their inward parts are very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them perish through their own imaginations. Cast them out in the multitude of their ungodliness, for they have rebelled against thee. And let all them that put their trust in thee rejoice. They shall ever be giving of thanks, because thou defendest them. They that love thy name shall be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, wilt give thy blessing unto the righteous, and with thy favorable kindness wilt thou defend him as with a shield. Interesting spellings of righteous. Got an extra H. Sometimes righteous is spelled in a way that looks similar to rightwiseness. Righteousness. The rightwise. 6. To him that excelleth in music, upon the instrument of 8 strings. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy indignation, neither chasten me in thy displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul also is sore troubled. But Lord, how long wilt thou punish me? Turn thee, O Lord, and deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death no man remembereth thee, and who will give thee thanks in the pit? I am weary of my groaning. Every night wash I my bed, and water my couch with my tears. My beauty is gone for very trouble, and worn away because of all mine enemies. Away from me, all ye that work vanity, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord hath heard my petition. The Lord will receive my prayer. All mine enemies shall be confounded and sore vexed. They shall be turned back and put to shame suddenly. 7. Shiggaion of David, when he sang unto the Lord in the business of Cush the son of Jemini, Cush the Benjamite. O Lord, in thee have I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me, lest he devour my soul like a lion, and tear it in pieces while there is none to help. O Lord my God, if I have done any such thing, or if there be any wickedness in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that dealt friendly with me, yea, if I have delivered him that without any cause is mine enemy, delivered him. It's kind of a weird phrasing. If I have delivered him to, to be, harmed, I suppose, that without any cause is mine enemy, then let mine enemy persecute my soul and take me. Yea, let him tread my life down upon the earth, and lay mine honor in the dust. Selah. Stand up, O Lord, in thy wrath, and lift up thyself because of the indignations of mine enemies. Arise up for me in the judgment that thou hast promised. And so shall the congregation of the people come about thee. For their sakes, therefore, lift up thyself again. The Lord shall judge the people. Give sentence with me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, and according to the innocency that is in me. O let the wickedness of the ungodly come to an end, but guide thou the just. For the righteous God trieth the very hearts and the reins. My help cometh of God, which preserveth them that are true of heart. God is a righteous judge, strong and patient, and God is provoked every day. If man will not turn, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath prepared him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with mischief. He hath conceived sorrow, and brought forth ungodliness. Those persecutors. He hath graven and digged up a pit, and is fallen himself into the destruction that he made for others. For his travail shall come upon his own head, and his wickedness shall fall upon his own pate. I will give thanks unto the Lord according to his righteousness, and I will praise the name of the Lord the Most High. And the phrase in here is most highest, but I'm going to be saying most high, because most highest is a lot of consonants and sounds odd. It sounds a little bit odd to our ears. 8. To him that excelleth in gittith, which is an instrument, a psalm of David. O Lord our governor, how excellent is thy name in all the world, thou that hast set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of very babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength, because of thine enemies, that thou mightst still the enemy and the avenger. For I will consider thy heavens, even the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? Thou madest him lower than the angels, to crown him with glory and worship. Thou makest him to have dominion in the works of thy hands, and thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever walketh through the paths of the seas. O Lord our governor, how excellent is thy name in all the world. 9. To him that excelleth upon Almuth Laben, a psalm of David. I think Almuth Laben is a melody. And not an instrument. I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will speak of all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. Yea, my songs will I make of thy name, O thou most high. While mine enemies are driven back, they shall fall and perish at my presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou art set in the throne that judgest right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, and destroyed the ungodly. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to an end, even as the cities which thou hast destroyed. Their memorial has perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath also prepared his seat for judgment. For he shall judge the world in righteousness, and minister true judgment unto the people. The Lord also will be a defense for the oppressed, even a refuge in due time of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, O Lord, hast never failed them that seek thee. Hast never failed them that seek thee. O praise the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion. Show the people of his doings. For when he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them, and forgetteth not the complaint of the poor. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider the trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show all thy praises within the ports of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The gates of the daughter of Zion. The heathen are sunken down in the pit that they made. In the same net which they hid privily is their own foot taken. The Lord is known to execute judgment. The ungodly is trapped in the work of his own hands. A consideration. Salah. Neat. A consideration. The wicked shall be turned unto hell, and all people that forget God. For the poor shall not be always forgotten. The patient abiding of the meek shall not perish forever. Up, Lord, and let not man have the upper hand. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the heathen may know themselves to be but men. 10. Why standest thou so far off, O Lord, and hidest thy face in time of trouble? The ungodly for his own lust or desire doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the crafty wiliness that they have imagined. For the ungodly hath made boast of his own heart's desire, and speaketh good of the covetous. of the covetous, whom God abhorreth. The ungodly is so proud that he careth not for God, neither is God in his thought. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far out of his sight, and therefore defieth he all his enemies. For he hath said in his heart, I shall never be cast down, there shall no harm happen unto me. His mouth is full of cursing, and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is ungodliness and vanity. Interesting spelling of ungodliness. Ungodliness. Didn't see that before. He sitteth lurking in the streets, and privily doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are set against the poor, for he lieth waiting secretly, even as a lion lurketh he in his den, that he may ravish the poor. He doth ravish the poor when he getteth him into his net. He falleth down and humbleth himself, that the congregation of the poor may fall into the hand of his captains. He pretends to humble himself. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth away his face, and he will never see it. Arise, O Lord God, and lift up thine hand. Forget not the poor. Wherefore should the wicked blaspheme God, while he doth say in his heart? While the wicked doth say in his heart, thou carest not for it. Surely thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest ungodliness and wrong, that thou mayest take the matter into thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee, for thou art the helper of the friendless. Break thou the power of the ungodly and malicious, take away his ungodliness, and thou shalt find none. Nothing left. The Lord is king forever and ever, and the heathen are perished out of the land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the poor, thou preparest their heart, and thine ear hearkeneth thereto, to help the fatherless and poor unto their right, that the man of the earth be no more exalted against them. 11. To the chanter, a psalm of David, the chief musician. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye then to my soul, that she should flee as a bird upon your hill? For, lo, the ungodly bend their bow, and make ready their arrows in the quiver, that they may privily shoot at them which are true of heart. For the foundations will be cast down, and what hath the righteous done? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's seat is in heaven. His eyes consider the poor, and his eyelids behold the children of men. The Lord alloweth the righteous. That is, this is an active allow, not a passive allow. Something like endorse. The Lord alloweth the righteous, but the ungodly and him that delighteth in wickedness doth his soul abhor. Upon the ungodly he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, storm and tempest. This shall be their portion to drink. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, his countenance will behold the thing that is just. "12. To him that excelleth upon an instrument of 8 strings, a psalm of David. Help me, Lord, for there is not one godly man left. For the faithful are minished from among the children of men. They talk of vanity, every one with his neighbor. They do but flatter with their lips, and dissemble in their heart. The Lord shall root out all deceitful lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things, which have said, With our tongue will we prevail. We are they that ought to speak. Who is Lord over us? Now, for the trouble's sake of the needy, and because of the complaint of the poor, I will up, saith the Lord, and will help every one from him that swelleth against him, and will set them at rest. The words of the Lord are pure words, even as the silver which from earth is tried and purified 7 times in the fire. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve him from this generation forever. The ungodly walk on every side. When they are exalted, the children of men are put to rebuke. 13. To the chanter, a psalm of David. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I seek counsel in my soul, and be so vexed in mine heart? How long shall mine enemy triumph over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, that I sleep not in death, lest my enemy say, I have prevailed against him. For if I be cast down, they that trouble me will rejoice at it. But my trust is in thy mercy, and my heart is joyful in thy salvation. I will sing of the Lord, because he hath dealt so lovingly with me. Yea, I will praise the name of the Lord the Most High. 14. To the chanter is a psalm of David. The fool hath said in his heart, There is no God. They are corrupt, and become abominable in their doings. There is not one that doeth good, no, not one. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any that would understand and seek after God. But they are all gone out of the way, they are altogether become abominable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Their throat is an open sepulchre, with their tongues they have deceived. The poison of asps is under their lips, their mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood, destruction and unhappiness is in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of God before their eyes. I think this is a repeat, this little segment in here, but apparently it's in the Vulgate, in the Latin, and so they inserted it in this parenthetical. Maybe it is in the King James. Let me look. Psalm 14. Okay. Yeah, Psalm 14 is short. Okay, so this is a parenthetical inserted here. Have they known me, that are such workers of mischief, eating up my people as it were bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they brought in great fear, even where no fear was, for God is in the generation of the righteous. As for you, ye have made a mock at the counsel of the poor, because he putteth his trust in the Lord. Oh, that the salvation were given unto Israel out of Zion. When the Lord turneth the captivity of his people, then shall Jacob rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. 15. Lord, who shall dwell in thy tabernacle? Who shall rest upon thy holy hill? Even he that leadeth an uncorrupt life, and doeth the thing which is right, and that speaketh the truth from his heart. He that hath used no deceit in his tongue, neither done evil to his neighbor, and hath not slandered his neighbors. He that setteth not by himself, that is, setteth not much value by himself, but maketh much of them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth unto his neighbor, and disappointeth him not. That is to say, swears to his neighbor and does not turn back from that appointment. Disappointeth, disannul him not. He that hath not given his money upon usury, neither taken reward against the innocent. Whoso doeth these things shall never fall. 16. The badge or arms of David. Preserve me, O God, for in thee have I put my trust. I have said unto the Lord, Thou art my God. My goods are nothing unto thee. All my delight is upon the saints that are in the earth, and upon such as excel in virtue. But they that run after another God shall have great trouble. Their drink offerings of blood will not I offer, neither make mention of their names within my lips. The Lord himself is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou shalt maintain my lot. The lot is fallen unto me in a fair ground. Yea, I have a goodly heritage, or inheritance. I will thank the Lord for giving me warning. My reins also chasten me in the night season. I have set God always before me, for he is on my right hand, therefore I shall not fall. Wherefore my heart rejoiced, and my tongue was glad. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For why? Thou shalt not leave my soul in hell, neither shalt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Thou shalt show me the path of life. In thy presence is the fullness of joy, and at thy right hand there is pleasure forevermore. 17. A prayer of David. Hear the right, O Lord, consider my complaint, and hearken unto my prayer, that goeth not out of feigned lips. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence, and let thine eyes look upon the thing that is equal. My sentence being my judgment. Let your sentence of me come forth from you. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence. Let your sentence of me come forth from thy presence. And let thine eyes look upon the thing that is equal. Thou hast proved and visited mine heart in the night season. Thou hast tried me, and shalt find no wickedness in me, for I am utterly purposed that my mouth shall not offend. Because of men's works that are done against the words of thy lips, I have kept me from the ways of the destroyer. O hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. I have called upon thee, O God, for thou shalt hear me. Incline thine ear to me, and hearken unto my words. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, thou that art the Saviour of them which put their trust in thee, from such as resist thy right hand. Keep me as the apple of an eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the ungodly that trouble me. Mine enemies compass me round about to take away my soul. They maintain their own wealthiness, and their mouth speaketh proud things. They lie waiting in our way on every side, turning their eyes down to the ground, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a lion's whelp lurking in secret places. Up, Lord, disappoint him, and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the ungodly, which is as a sword of thine. From the men of thy hand, O Lord, from the men of the world, which have their portion in this life, whose bellies thou fillest with thy treasure. They have children at their desire, and leave the rest of their substance for their babes. But as for me, I will behold thy presence in righteousness, and when I wake up after thy likeness, I shall be satisfied. Awake up after thy likeness. Now, I don't read that as according to thy likeness, but more to follow thy likeness. After thy likeness. Could be. To the chanter, a psalm, the chanter of David, the servant of the Lord, which spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my stony rock and my defense, my Saviour, my God, and my might, in whom I will trust, my buckler, the horn also of my salvation, and my refuge. I will call upon the Lord, which is worthy to be praised. So shall I be safe from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the brooks of ungodliness made me afraid. The pains of hell came about me, the snares of death overtook me. In my trouble will I call upon the Lord, and complain unto my God. Make my complaint. So shall he hear my voice out of his holy temple, and my complaint shall come before him, even into his ears. The earth trembled and quaked. The very foundations also of the hills shook and were removed, because he was wroth. There went a smoke out of his nostrils, and a consuming fire out of his mouth, such that coals were kindled at it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and it was dark under his feet. He rode upon the cherubims, and did fly. He came flying with the wings of the wind. He made darkness his pavilion round about him, with dark water and thick clouds to cover him. At the brightness of his presence, his clouds removed with hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered out of the heaven, and the highest gave his thunder, with hailstones and coals of fire. He sent out his arrows and scattered them. He cast forth lightnings and destroyed them. The springs of waters were seen, and the foundations of the round world were discovered at thy chiding, O Lord, at the blasting of the breath of thy displeasure. Now, discover means uncover. Discover. He shall send down from the height to fetch me, and shall take me out of many waters. He shall deliver me from my strongest enemy, and from them which hate me, for they are too mighty for me. They prevented me. or preempted me in the day of my trouble, but the Lord was my defense. He brought me forth also into a place of liberty. He brought me forth even because he had a favor unto me. The Lord shall reward me after my righteous dealing. According to the cleanness of my hands shall he recompense me. Because I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not behaved myself wickedly against my God. For I have an eye unto all his laws, and will not cast out his commandments from me. I was also uncorrupt before him, and eschewed mine own wickedness. Therefore shall the Lord reward me after my righteous dealing, and according unto the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the holy thou shalt be holy, and with the perfect man thou shalt be perfect. With the clean thou shalt be clean, and with the froward thou shalt learn frowardness. And now here, pretty often, learn in this book means teach. So, or show. With the froward thou shalt seem to show or teach frowardness, which means perverseness. To the perverse, your ways appear perverse. That's what that indicates. For thou shalt save the people that are in adversity, and shalt bring down the high looks of the proud. Thou also shalt light my candle. The Lord my God shall make my darkness to be light. For in thee I shall discomfit an host of men, and with the help of my God I shall leap over the wall. The way of God is an undefiled way. The word of the Lord also is tried in the fire. He is the defender of all them that put their trust in him. For who is God but the Lord? Or who hath any strength, except our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength of war, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like harts' feet, like a deer, and setteth me up on high. He teacheth mine hands to fight, and mine arms shall break even a bow of steel. A bow of steel shall be broken by my arms. Thou hast given me the defense of thy salvation. Thy right hand also shall hold me up, and thy loving correction shall make me great. Thou shalt make room enough under me for to go, that my footsteps shall not slide. I will follow upon mine enemies and overtake them. Neither will I turn again till I have destroyed them. And I found an extra I here. Neither will I turn again, or turn back. I will smite them, that they shall not be able to stand, but fall under my feet. Thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou shalt throw down mine enemies under me. Thou hast made mine enemies also to turn their backs upon me, and I shall destroy them that hate me. They shall cry, but there shall be none to help them. Yea, even unto the Lord shall they cry, but he shall not hear them. I will beat them as small as the dust before the wind. I will cast them out as the clay in the streets. Thou shalt deliver me from the strivings of the people, and thou shalt make me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me, but the strange children shall dissemble with me. The strange children shall fail, and be frayed out of their habitations. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my strong helper, and praised be the Lord God, or the God of my salvation, even the God which seeth that I be avenged, and subdueth the people unto me. It is he that delivereth me from my cruel enemies, and setteth me up above mine adversaries. Thou shalt rid me from the wicked man. For this cause I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the Gentiles, and sing praises unto thy name. I will give thanks unto thee among the Gentiles. Great prosperity giveth he unto his king, and showeth loving kindness unto David his anointed, and unto his seed forevermore. 19. To the chanter, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. One day telleth another, and one night certifieth another. There is neither speech, neither language, but their voices. Their voices are heard among them. That is, there is no single speech or language, but that their voices are heard among them. Their sound is gone out into all lands, and their words into the ends of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which cometh forth as a bridegroom out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a giant to run his course. It goeth forth from the utmost part of the heaven, and runneth about unto the end of it again. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is a undefiled law, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, and giveth wisdom unto the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, and rejoice the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, and giveth light unto the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, and endureth forever. The judgments of the Lord are true, and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold. Sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant taught, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can tell how oft he offendeth? O cleanse thou me from my secret faults. Keep thy servant also from presumptuous sins, lest they get the dominion over me. So shall I be undefiled, and innocent from the great offense. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be always acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. 20. To the chaunter, a psalm of David. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary, and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings, and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah. This is a list. Grant thee thy heart's desire, and fulfill all thy mind. Okay. The Lord hear thee, defend thee, send thee help, strengthen thee, remember all thy offerings, accept thy sacrifice, grant thee thy heart's desire, and fulfill all thy mind. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and triumph in the name of the Lord our God. The Lord perform all thy petitions. Now know I that the Lord helpeth his anointed, and I will hear him from his holy heaven, even with the wholesome strength of his right hand. Some put their trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, and hear us, O King, when we call upon thee. And here's a little bit of a difficulty. Sometimes a word break is not indicated with the hyphens. So you might have here, or you might have the word he and are, and then you realize, oh, that's the word hear. Hear us. I had to add a little bit of pencil marking to remind me. Okay. 21. To the chaunter, a psalm of David. The king shall rejoice in thy strength, O Lord. Exceeding glad shall he be of thy salvation. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not denied him the request of his lips. Selah. For thou shalt prevent him, or preempt him, with the blessings of goodness, and shalt set a crown of pure gold upon his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest him a long life, even forever and ever. His honor is great in thy salvation. Glory and great worship shalt thou lay upon him. For thou shalt give him everlasting felicity, and make him glad with the joy of thy countenance. And why? Because the king putteth his trust in the Lord, and in the mercy of the Most High he shall not miscarry. All thine enemies shall feel thy hand, thy right hand shall find out them that hate thee. Thou shalt make them like a fiery oven in time of thy wrath. The Lord shall destroy them in his displeasure, and the fire shall consume them. Their fruit shalt thou root out of the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended mischief against thee, and imagined such a device as they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou put them to flight, and the strings of thy bow shalt thou make ready against the faces of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength, so will we sing and praise thy power. 22. To the chaunter, upon the hind of the dawning, which is a melody called, the hind, the doe of the dawning, a psalm of David. My God, look upon me. Why hast thou forsaken me, and art so far from my health and from the words of my complaint? O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season also I take no rest, and thou continuest holy, O thou worship of Israel. Our fathers hoped in thee, they trusted in thee, and thou didst deliver them. They called upon thee and were helped. They put their trust in thee and were not confounded. But as for me, I am a worm and no man, a very scorn of men, and the outcast of the people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out their lips and shake the head. He trusted in God, let him deliver him. Let him deliver him, if he will have him. But thou art he that took me out of my mother's womb. Thou wast my hope, when I hanged yet upon my mother's breasts. I have been left unto thee ever since I was born. Thou art my God, even from my mother's womb. O go not from me. For trouble is hard at hand, and here is none to help me. Great oxen are come about me, fat bulls of Bashan close me in on every side. They gape upon me with their mouths as it were a ramping and roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart also in the midst of my body is even like melting wax. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my gums. And thou shalt bring me into the dust of death. For many dogs are come about me, and the counsel of the wicked lay siege against me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They stand staring and looking upon me. They part my garments among them, and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord. Thou art my succour. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth. Thou hast heard me also from among the horns of the unicorns. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Oh, praise the Lord, ye that fear him. Magnify him, all ye of the seed of Jacob, and fear him, all ye seed of Israel. For he hath not despised, neither abhorred the low estate of the poor. He hath not hid his face from him. But when he called unto him, he heard him. My praise is of thee in the great congregation. My vows will I perform in the sight of them that fear him. The poor shall eat and be satisfied. They that seek after the Lord shall praise him. Your heart shall live forever. All the ends of the world shall remember themselves and be turned unto the Lord. And all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before him. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the people. All such as be fat upon earth have eaten and worshipped. All they that go down into the dust and live so hardly shall kneel before him. A seed shall serve him. They shall be counted unto the Lord for a generation. They shall come, and the heavens shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, whom the Lord hath made. People that shall yet be born. 23, a psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, therefore can I lack nothing. He shall feed me in a green pasture, and lead me forth beside the waters of comfort. He shall convert my soul, and bring me forth in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou shalt prepare a table before me against them that trouble me. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, and my cup shall be full. But thy loving kindness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And this against meaning ahead of, or in the face of. 24. A psalm of David, in the first day of the Sabbath. The earth is the Lord's, and all that therein is, the compass of the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and prepared it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall rise up in his holy place? Even he that hath clean hands and a pure heart, and that hath not lifted up his mind unto vanity, neither sworn to deceive his neighbor. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, even of them that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? It is the Lord, strong and mighty, even the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? Even the Lord of hosts, he is the King of glory. Selah. 25. Of David. Unto thee, O Lord, will I lift up my soul. My God, I have put my trust in thee. O let me not be confounded, neither let mine enemies triumph over me. For all they that hope in thee shall not be ashamed, but such as transgress without a cause shall be put to confusion. Show me thy ways, O Lord, and teach me thy paths. Lead me forth in thy truth, and learn me. Teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. In thee hath been my hope all the day long. Call to remembrance, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindnesses, which have been ever of old. O remember not the sins and offenses of my youth, but according unto thy mercy think upon me, O Lord, for thy goodness. Gracious and righteous is the Lord, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. Them that be meek shall he guide in judgment, and such as be gentle, them shall he learn or teach his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, O Lord, be merciful unto my sin, for it is great. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the land. The secret of the Lord is among them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. Mine eyes are ever looking unto the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate, and in misery. The sorrows of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my troubles. Look upon mine adversity and misery, and forgive me all my sin. Consider mine enemies, how many they are, and bear a malicious hate against me. O keep my soul, and deliver me. Let me not be confounded, for I have put my trust in thee. Let perfectness and righteous dealing wait upon me, for my hope hath been in thee. Deliver Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. 26. The Psalm of David, afore he was embalmed. Oh yeah, one second. Be thou my judge, O Lord, for I have walked innocently. My trust hath been also in the Lord, therefore shall I not fall. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try out my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I will walk in thy truth. I have not dwelt with vain persons, neither will I have fellowship with the deceitful. Fellowship. With an I. Fellowship. I have hated the congregation of the wicked, and will not sit among the ungodly. I will wash my hands in innocency, O Lord, and so will I go to thine altar, that I may show the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thy honor dwelleth. O shut not up my soul with the sinners, neither my life with the bloodthirsty, in whose hands is wickedness, and their right hand is full of gifts. But as for me, I will walk innocently. O deliver me, and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth right. I will praise the Lord in the congregations. Yes. Hi, Noah Garcia. Thank you for your message. Yes, it's a difficult thing. But God is gracious, God is merciful. Turn to him as often as you need to, and more. And more, especially more. More than you need to. And by his power, you'll overcome it. And find as many people as you can to, good people, good friends to be accountable to as well. But that's great. That's great news that they still want, that your partner stays with you. Oh, what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing that is. Praise God. Yeah. Praying for your brother. Yes. Right here, I will praise the Lord in the congregations. Yeah, I think, it's something, I would even go far as to say maybe everybody struggles with it in some capacity. Psalm 27. Yeah, getting out of drugs, getting out of alcohol, that is difficult. That's difficult. For me, I had to vow my life to the Lord to get past alcohol. Yeah, it's not easy. That was even the moment when I decided, yeah, I believe I believe God is there. Yeah, that's a big step already, brother. Getting past drugs and alcohol. That's a big step already. You know, this is just me talking. I think you're doing great. That's me talking. So, you'll get there. Oh, hey, no problem. I don't even, you know, this isn't the translation that, I prefer to, learn or teach out of. But I think it's very neat that even here, 70 years before the King James, it's still very much understandable English. It's early modern English. It doesn't take too much effort to understand it. A little bit of applying oneself. Just a little at a time. Little at a time. I just read a couple hours a day. So Psalm 27 of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom then shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. For of whom then shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host of men were laid against me, yet shall not my heart be afraid. And though there rose up war against me, yet will I put my trust in him. One thing have I desired of the Lord, which I will require, or, request. Even that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the fair beauty of the Lord, and to visit his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his tabernacle. Yea, in the secret place of his dwelling shall he keep me, and set me up upon a rock of stone. And now shall he lift up my head above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his dwelling the oblation of thanksgiving. I will sing and speak praises unto the Lord. Hearken unto my voice, O Lord, when I cry unto thee. Have mercy upon me, and hear me. My heart hath talked of thee. Seek ye my face? Thy face, Lord, will I seek. O hide not thou thy face from me, neither cast thy servant away in displeasure. Thou hast been my succour. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, the Lord taketh me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me the right way, because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over into the will of mine adversaries, for there are false witnesses risen up against me, and such as speak wrong. I believe verily to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. O tarry thou at the Lord's leisure, be strong, and he shall comfort thine heart, that is, strengthen thine heart, and put thou thy trust in the Lord. So tarry for the Lord. Wait for his answer. Tarry the Lord's leisure. I will say I'm not sure about tarry the Lord's leisure. I'll have to think on that one. I was doing a little bit of pre-reading this, and I thought, actually, it was even in, I guess it was even in 2 Samuel that I realized this too. But we think of Paul as the one who kind of exemplifies boasting in the Lord. David could boast in the Lord. he was the one who, he's the one who did it first. Majorly. In a major way. Paul might have boasted for a few chapters, but here we have a whole book of boasting, I like to say. Yeah. Yeah, the Psalms are good. Even in 2 Samuel, when I don't think chapter 7 is when God promises to that David will always have a man sit on the seat or on the throne of Israel. And David's response is, Lord, who am I? But do what you have said. Do what you have promised, Lord. And that's a righteous thing to say. Yeah, this whole book is a promise. And and it's all true promise. And the most righteous thing that answer we can give to it is, Lord, do what you have promised. So, yeah, and those are based on manuscripts where those sections are missing, because they say, oh, these were added later. I don't think it's the case. I think those manuscripts are later ones where those verses have gone missing. I don't think it's I don't think it's a malicious thing. I think it's a mistake to remove those verses. I don't know. Some will say that it's an intentional deception, but I don't go that far. Oops, I'm sorry about that. I think it's a mistake. Could be an honest mistake. So I don't know. I like the versions where they are kept intact. So yeah, some call this the King Henry Bible. Yeah, it's not really officially known as that. It's the Great Bible, or the Cromwell Bible. Apparently, the name the Great Bible comes from because it was such a large book. That's why they call it that. Yeah, this is a big copy. It's a it's a facsimile, a photograph reproduction. Yeah. So. I don't know, what is it? 15 inches tall? Something like that. If it was any smaller, though, some of this print, there's some print that is pretty small. I wouldn't be able to read it if it was any smaller, to be honest. So, let me see. I'm going to continue here. Psalm 28, a Psalm of David. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my strength. Think no scorn of me, lest if thou make thee as though thou heardest not, I become like them that go down into the pit. Hear the voice of my humble petitions when I cry unto thee, when I hold up my hands toward the mercy seat of thy holy temple. O pluck me not away, neither destroy me with the ungodly and wicked doers, which speak friendly to their neighbors, but imagine mischief in their hearts. Reward them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their own inventions. Recompense them, after the work of their hands. Pay them that they are deserved, or repay them. For they regard not the operation of his hands. What did I say? For they regard not the works of the Lord, neither the operation of his hands. Therefore shall he break them down, and not build them up. Praised be the Lord, for he hath heard the voice of mine humble petitions. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart hath trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart danceth for joy, and in my song will I praise him. The Lord is their strength, and he is the wholesome defense of his anointed. O save thy people, and give thy blessing unto thine inheritance. Feed them, and set them up forever. 29. A Psalm of David, at the performing of the tabernacle. And here's an example of that pretty small type. Bring unto the Lord, O ye mighty, bring young rams unto the Lord, ascribe unto the Lord worship and strength. Give the Lord the honor due unto his name, worship the Lord with holy worship. It is the Lord that commandeth the waters, it is the glorious God that maketh the thunder, it is the Lord that ruleth the sea. The voice of the Lord is mighty in operation, the voice of the Lord is a glorious voice. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedar trees, yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. He made them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon also and Syrian like a young unicorn. The voice of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness, yea, the Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to bring forth young, and discovereth the thick bushes. In his temple doth every man speak of his honor. The Lord sitteth above the water flood, and the Lord remaineth a king forever. The Lord shall give strength unto his people. The Lord shall give his people the blessing of peace. "30. A psalm and song of the dedication of the house of David. I will magnify thee, O Lord, for thou hast set me up, and not made my foes to triumph over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. Thou, Lord, hast brought my soul out of hell. Thou hast kept my life from them that go down to the pit. Sing praises unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks unto him for a remembrance of his holiness." Give thanks for a remembrance of his holiness. For his wrath endureth but the twinkling of an eye, and his pleasure is in life. Heaviness may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be removed. Thou, Lord, of thy goodness, hadst made my hill so strong. Therefore I said, I shall never be removed. Thou didst turn thy face from me, and I was troubled. Then cried I unto thee, O Lord, and gat me to my God right humbly. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust give thanks unto thee, or shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned my heaviness into joy. Thou hast put off my sackcloth, and girded me with gladness. Therefore shall every good man sing of thy praise without ceasing. O my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Yeah. "31. To the chanter, a psalm of David. In thee, O Lord, have I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Make haste to deliver me. Be thou my strong rock and a house of defense, that thou mayest save me. For thou art my stronghold and my castle. Be thou also my guide, and lead me for thy name's sake. Draw me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thy hands I commend my spirit, for thou hast delivered me, O Lord, thou God of truth. I have hated them that hold of superstitious vanities, and my trust hath been in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy. For thou hast considered my trouble, and hast known my soul in adversity. Thou hast not shut me up into the hand of the enemy, but hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. And mine eye is consumed for very heaviness, yea, my soul and my body. For my life is waxen old with heaviness, and my years with mourning. Mine strength faileth me because of mine iniquity, and my bones are corrupt. I became a reproof among all mine enemies, but specially among my neighbors, and they of mine acquaintance were afraid of me. And they that did see me without, or outside, conveyed themselves from me. I am clean forgotten and out of mind, as a dead man. I am become like a broken vessel. For I have heard the blasphemy of the multitude. Every man abhorreth me, while they conspire together against me, and are purposed to take away my life. But my hope hath been in thee, O Lord. I have said, Thou art my God. My time is in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies, and from them that persecute me. Show thy servant the light of thy countenance, and save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be confounded, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the ungodly be put to confusion, and be put to silence in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which cruelly, disdainfully, and despitefully speak against the righteous. Oh, how plentiful are thy goods, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, and that thou hast prepared for them that put their trust in thee, even before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them privily by thine own presence from the provokings of all men. Thou shalt keep them secretly in thy tabernacle from the strife of tongues. Thanks be to the Lord, for he hath showed me marvelous great kindness in a strong city. And when I made haste, I said, I am cast out of thy sight. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my prayer when I cried unto thee. O, love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth them that are faithful, and plenteously rewardeth he the proud doer. Be strong, and he shall establish your heart, all ye that put your trust in the Lord. I said hastily, I am cast out of thy sight. Nevertheless, thou heardest my prayer. Oh no, thank you for tuning in. Yes, God bless you. Take care. Have a good night, friend. Let's see. (32) An instruction of David. Blessed is he whose unrighteousness is forgiven, and whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth no sin, and in whose spirit there is no guile. For, while I held my tongue, my bones consumed away through my daily complaining. And this is, my cry, or my plaint to the Lord. For thy hand is heavy upon me day and night, and my moisture is like the drought in summer. Selah. I will acknowledge my sin unto thee, and mine unrighteousness have I not hid. I said, I will confess my sins unto the Lord, and so thou forgavest the wickedness of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly make his prayer unto thee in due season, but in the great water floods they shall not come nigh him. Thou art my defense, thou shalt preserve me from trouble, thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will inform thee, says the Lord, and teach thee in the way wherein thou shalt go, and I will gird or guide thee with mine eye. Be not you like horse and mule, which have no understanding, whose mouths must be holden with bit and bridle, lest they fall upon thee. Great plagues remain for the ungodly, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord Mercy embraceth him on every side. Be glad, O ye righteous, and rejoice in the Lord, and be joyful, all ye that are true of heart. 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for it becometh well the just to be thankful. Praise the Lord with harp. Sing psalms unto him with the lute, an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing praises lustily unto him with a good courage. For the word of the Lord is true, and all his works are faithful. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together, as it were upon a heap, and layeth up the deep in secret. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Stand in awe of him, all ye that dwell in the world. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught, and maketh the devices of the people to be of none effect, and casteth out the counsels of princes. The counsel of the Lord shall endure forever, and the thoughts of his heart from generation to generation. Blessed are the people whose God is the Lord Jehovah, and blessed are the folk that have chosen him to be their inheritance. The Lord looked down from heaven, and beheld all the children of men. From the habitation of his dwelling he considereth all them that dwell in the earth. He fashioneth all the hearts of them, and understandeth all their works. There is no king that can be saved by the multitude of an host, neither is any mighty man delivered by much strength. A horse is counted but a vain thing to save a man, neither shall he deliver any man by his great strength. By that man's great strength. By the horse's great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, and upon them that put their trust in his mercy, to deliver their souls from death, and to feed them in the time of dearth. Our soul hath patiently tarried for the Lord, for he is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have hoped in his holy name. Let thy merciful kindness, O Lord, be upon us, like as we have put our trust in thee. 34. Of David, when he changed his speech before Abimelech, which drove him away, and he departed. At Lachish. The king of... I thought his name was Achish. That's two different things. I will always give thanks unto the Lord. His praise shall ever be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O praise the Lord with me, and let us magnify his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me. Yea, he delivered me out of all my fear. They had an eye unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. Lo, the poor crieth, and the Lord heareth him. Yea, and saveth him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord tarrieth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see how gracious the Lord is. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Lord, ye that be his saints, for they that fear him lack nothing. The lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they which seek the Lord shall want no manner of thing that is good. They shall not be wanting. Come, ye children, and hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that listeth to live, or desireth to live, and would fain see good days? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips that they speak no guile. Eschew evil, and do good. Seek peace, and ensue it. The eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. The countenance of the Lord is against them that do evil, to root out the remembrance of them from off the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth them, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a contrite heart, and will save such as be of a humble spirit. Great are the troubles of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of all. He keepeth all his bones, such that not one of them is broken. But misfortune shall slay the ungodly, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord delivereth the souls of his servants, and all they that put their trust in him shall not be destitute. (35) Of David. Plead thou my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me, and fight thou against them that fight against me. Lay hand upon the shield and buckler, and stand up to help me. Bring forth the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that imagine mischief for me. Let them be as the dust before the wind, and the angel of the Lord scattering them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For they have privily laid their net to destroy me without a cause, yea, even without a cause have they made a pit for my soul. Let a sudden destruction come upon him unawares, and his net that he hath laid privily catch himself, that he may fall into his own mischief. And my soul, be joyful in the Lord, it shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and him that is in misery from him that spoileth him? False witness did rise up, they laid to my charge things that I know not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the great discomfort of my soul. Nevertheless, when they were sick, I put on a sackcloth and humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer shall turn into mine own bosom. I behaved myself as though it had been my friend or my brother. I went heavily, as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced, and gathered them together. Yea, the very abjects came together against me unawares, making mouths at me, gnashing grins, and ceased not. But the flatterers were busy mockers, which gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look upon this? O deliver my soul from the wicked rumors of them, and my darling from the lions. So will I give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. O let not them that are mine enemies triumph over me for naught, neither let them wink with their eyes that hate me without a cause. And why? Their communing is not for peace. Communing is not for peace, but they imagine deceitful words against them that are quiet in the land. They gaped upon me with their mouths, and said, Fie on thee, fie on thee, which in the King James is, Aha, aha. We did see it with our eyes, they say. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Hold not thy tongue then. Go not far from me, O Lord. Awake and stand up. Avenge thou my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not triumph over me. Let them not say in their hearts, There, there, so would we have it. Neither let them say, We have overcome him. And this there is not a nice there. This is a, there he is, get him. There. This is the aha. I think up here was just so would we have it. Down here is aha. We found him. Or I don't know. Maybe I have it backwards. Okay. Let them be put to confusion and shame that together rejoice at my trouble. Let them be clothed with rebuke and dishonor that boast themselves against me. Let them be glad and rejoice that favor my righteous dealing. Yea, let them say alway, Blessed be the Lord, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And as for my tongue, it shall be talking of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. 36. To the chaunter of David, the servant of the Lord. My heart showeth me the wickedness of the ungodly, that there is no fear of God before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own sight, till his abominable sin be found out. The words of his mouth are unrighteous, and full of deceit. He hath left off to behave himself well and to do good. He imagineth mischief upon his bed, and hath set himself in no good way. Neither doth he refuse anything that is evil. Thy mercy, O Lord, reacheth unto the heaven, and thy faithfulness unto the clouds. Thy righteousness standeth like the strong mountains. Thy judgments are like the great deep. Thou, Lord, wilt preserve both man and beast. How excellent is thy mercy, O God! And the children of men shall put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. They shall be satisfied with the plenteousness of thy house, and thou shalt give them drink of thy pleasures as out of the river. For with thee is the well of life, and in thy light shall we see light. O spread forth thy loving kindness unto them that know thee, and thy righteousness unto them that are true of heart. O let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the ungodly cast me down. There are they fallen all, that that work wickedness. There are they fallen, all that work wickedness. They are cast down and shall not be able to stand. 37. And apparently that's an F. A Psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of the ungodly, neither be thou envious against the evildoers. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and be withered even as the green herb. Put thou thy trust in the Lord, and be doing good. Dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thou in the Lord, and he shall give thee thy heart's desire. Commit thy way unto the Lord, and put thy trust in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall make thy righteousness as clear as the light, and thy just dealing as the noonday. Hold thee still in the Lord, and abide patiently upon him, but grieve not thyself at him. Whose way doth prosper, and that doeth after evil counsels. Grieve not thyself at him whose way doth prosper, and that doeth after evil counsels. Okay. Look to the Lord. Don't worry about that guy. That guy who goes after evil counsels. Don't be overly grieved. Don't spend all your time grieving over him. Kind of thing. Leave off from wrath, and let go displeasure. Fret not thyself, else shalt thou be moved to do evil. Wicked doers shall be rooted out, and they that patiently abide the Lord shall inherit the land. Yet a little while, and the ungodly shall be clean gone. Thou shalt look after his place, and he shall be away. But the meek-spirited shall possess the earth, and shall be refreshed in much rest. The ungodly seeketh counsel against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh him to scorn, for he hath seen that his day is coming. The ungodly have drawn out the sword, and have bended their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of a right conversation, or right versing. Their sword shall go through their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. A small thing that the righteous hath is better than great riches of the ungodly. For the arms of the ungodly shall be broken, and the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the godly, and their inheritance shall endure forever. They shall not be confounded in the perilous time, and in the days of dearth they shall have enough. As for the ungodly, they shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall consume, as the fat of lambs, yea, even as the smoke shall they consume away. The ungodly borroweth and payeth not again, payeth not back, but the righteous is merciful and liberal. Such as be blessed of God shall possess the land, and they that be cursed of him shall be rooted out. The Lord ordereth a man's going, and maketh his way acceptable to himself. Though he fall, he shall not be cast away, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, and yet saw I never the righteous forsaken, neither his seed to seek their bread. The righteous is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Flee from evil, and do the thing that is good, and dwell forever. For the Lord loveth the thing that is right. He forsaketh not his that be godly, but they are preserved forevermore. The unrighteous shall be punished. As for the seed of the ungodly, it shall be rooted out. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous is exercised in wisdom, and his tongue will be talking of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart, and his goings shall not slide. The ungodly seeth the righteous, and seeketh occasion to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, neither condemn him when he is judged. Hope thou in the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall promote thee. Which means lift you up. Or raise you up, rather. Promote. In this book, promote means raise up. It's even used in the sense of, I have promoted children, raised up children. He shall promote thee, that thou shalt possess the land. When the ungodly shall perish, thou shalt see it. I myself have seen the ungodly in great power, and flourishing like a green bay tree. And I went by, and lo, he was gone. I sought him, but his place could nowhere be found. Keep innocency, and take heed unto the thing that is right, for that shall bring a man peace at the last. As for transgressors, they shall perish together, and the ungodly shall be rooted out at the last. But the salvation of the righteous cometh of the Lord, which is also their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall stand by them and save them. He shall deliver them from the ungodly, and shall save them, because they put their trust in him. 38. A Psalm of David for remembrance. Put me not to rebuke, O Lord, in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy heavy displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no health in my flesh, because of thy displeasure. Neither is there any rest in my bones, by reason of my sin. For my wickednesses are gone over my head, and are like a sore burden, too heavy for me to bear. My wounds stink, and are corrupt through my foolishness. I am brought into so great trouble and misery that I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a sore disease, and there is no whole part in my body. I am feeble and sore smitten. I have roared for the very disquietness of my heart. Lord, thou knowest all my desire, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart panteth, my strength hath failed me, and the light of mine eyes is gone from me. My lovers and my neighbors did stand looking upon my trouble. My kinsmen stood afar off. They also that sought after my life laid snares for me, and they that went about to do me evil talked of wickedness and imagined deceit all the day long. As for me, I was like a deaf man, and heard not, and as one that is dumb, which doth not open his mouth. I became even as men that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, have I put my trust. Thou shalt answer for me, O Lord my God. I have required, requested, that they, even my enemies, should not triumph over me. For when my foot slipped, they rejoiced greatly against me. And I truly am set in the plague, and my heaviness is ever in my sight. For I will confess my wickedness, and be sorry for my sin. But mine enemies live and are mighty, and they that hate me wrongfully are many in number. They also that reward evil for good are against me, because I follow the thing that good is. Forsake me not, O Lord my God, be not thou far from me. Haste thee to help me, O Lord God, my salvation. I still trip over require. Require works here. I have required of you, Lord, that they should not triumph over me. "39. To the chanter, Jeduthun." Oh, that's him. A Psalm of David. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I offend not in my tongue. I will keep my mouth, as it were with a bridle, while the ungodly is in my sight. I held my tongue and spake nothing. I kept silence, yea, even from good words, but it was pain and grief to me. My heart was hot within me, and while I was thus musing, the fire kindled, and at the last I spake with my tongue. Lord, let me know mine end, and the number of my days, that I may be certified how long I have to live. Behold, thou hast made my days as it were a span long, and mine age is even as nothing in respect of thee. And verily every man living is altogether vanity. Selah. For man walketh in a vain shadow, and disquieteth himself in vain. He heapeth up riches, and cannot tell who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what is my hope? Truly my hope is even in thee. Deliver me from all mine offences, and make me not a rebuke unto the foolish. I became dumb, and opened not my mouth, for it was thy doing. Take thy plague away from me. I am even consumed by the means of thy heavy hand. When thou with rebukes dost chasten man for sin, thou makest his beauty to consume away, like as it were a moth. Like as it were a moth. Every man therefore is but vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and with thine ears consider my calling to you. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. Oh, spare me a little, that I may recover my strength before I go hence, and be no more seen. 40. To the Chaunter, a Psalm of David. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and heard my calling. He brought me also out of the horrible pit, out of the mire and clay, and set my feet upon the rock, and ordered my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even a thanksgiving unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall put their trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man that hath set his hope in the Lord, and turneth not unto the proud, and to such as go about with lies. Sometimes you have a D and a TH interchangeable, which kind of makes the past and present tense interchangeable. So you could say that this hath is a what do they call it? Historic present tense. Or you could say that this but the TH and D are sometimes interchangeable, so that makes it interesting as well. So it's kind of a blending. That is to say, whenever they blend tenses like this, you can figure that either one of these affixes were substituted out, or one of them is historic present. Like you see many dozens of times in the book of the Gospel of Mark. Okay. Blessed is the man that hath set his hope in the Lord. It's past tense anyway. Hath set. Did I misread that? That's funny. Anyway, that kind of situation happens. That might not be the case here. Save it for later. O Lord my God, great are thy wondrous works which thou hast done, like as be also thy thoughts which are to us word, and yet there is no man that ordereth them unto thee. If I would declare them and speak of them, they should be more than I am able to express. Sacrifice and meat offering thou wouldst not have, but mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offerings and sacrifice for sin hast thou not required. Go and learn what that meaneth. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, that I should fulfill thy will, O my God. Wow. I think it's Matthew chapter 9 that Jesus says, Go and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy, not sacrifice. And then immediately the next verse here that he's probably referencing. In the volume of the book it is written of me, that I should fulfill thy will, O my God. I am content to do it. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have declared thy righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I will not refrain my lips, O Lord, and that thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. My talking hath been of thy truth and of thy salvation. I have not kept back thy loving mercy and truth from the great congregation. Withdraw not thou thy mercy from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth always preserve me. For innumerable troubles are come about me. My sins have taken such hold upon me that I am not able to look up. Yea, they are more in number than the hairs of my head, and my heart hath failed me. O Lord, let it be thy pleasure to deliver me. Make haste, O Lord, to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them fall backward and be put to rebuke that wish me evil. Let them be desolate and rewarded with shame that say unto me, Fie upon thee, fie upon thee. Let all those that seek thee be joyful and glad in thee, and let such as love thy salvation say always, The Lord be praised. As for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord careth for me. Thou art my helper and redeemer. Make no long tarrying, O Lord my God. Or, O my God. "41. To the Chaunter, a Psalm of David. Blessed is he that considereth the poor and needy. The Lord shall deliver him in the time of trouble. The Lord preserve him and keep him alive, that he may be blessed upon earth. And deliver not thou him into the will of his enemies. The Lord comfort him when he lieth sick upon his bed. Make thou all his bed in his sickness. I said, Lord, be merciful unto me, heal my soul, for I have sinned against thee. Mine enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish? And if he come to see me, he speaketh vanity, and his heart conceiveth falsehood within himself. And when he cometh forth, he telleth it. All mine enemies whisper together against me. Even against me do they imagine this evil. Let the sentence of guiltiness proceed against him. And now that he lieth, let him rise up no more. Yea, even mine own familiar friend, whom I trusted, which did also eat of my bread, hath laid great weight for me. But be thou merciful unto me, O Lord, raise thou me up again, and I shall reward them, or repay them. By this I know thou favorest me, that my enemy doth not triumph against me. And when I am in my health, thou upholdest me, and shalt set me before thy face forever. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, world without end. Amen and amen. 42. To the Chaunter, a monition or admonition of the Psalms, sons of Korah. Like as the hart desireth the water brooks, so longeth my soul after thee, O God. My soul is athirst for God, yea, even for the living God. When shall I come to appear before the presence of God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they daily say unto me, Where is now thy God? Now when I think thereupon, I pour out my heart by myself. For I went with the multitude, and brought them forth unto the house of God in the voice of praise and thanksgiving, among such as keep holy day. Why art thou so full of heaviness? O my soul, and why art thou so unquiet within me? Put thy trust in God, for I will yet give him thanks for the help of his countenance. My God, my soul is vexed within me, therefore will I remember thee concerning the land of Jordan and the little hill of Hermonim. One deep calleth another, because of the noise of thy water pipes. All thy waves and storms are gone over me. The Lord hath granted his loving kindness on the daytime, and in the night season did I sing of him, and made my prayer unto the God of my life. I will say unto the God of my strength, Why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I thus heavily, while the enemy oppresseth me? My bones are smitten asunder, while mine enemies that trouble me cast me in the teeth, namely, while they say daily unto me, Where is now thy God? Why art thou so vexed, O my soul, and why art thou so disquieted within me? O put thy trust in God, for I will yet thank him, which is the help of my countenance, and my God. 43. Give sentence with me, on my side that is, O God, and defend my cause against the ungodly people. O deliver me from the deceitful and wicked man, for thou art the God of my strength. Why hast thou put me from thee? And why go I so heavily, while the enemy oppresseth me? O send out thy light and thy truth, that they may lead me, and bring me unto thy holy hill, and to thy dwelling, and that I may go unto the altar of God, even unto the God of my joy and gladness. And upon the harp will I give thanks unto thee, O God, my God. Why art thou so heavy, O my soul? And why art thou so disquieted within me? O put thy trust in God, for I will yet give him thanks, which is the help of my countenance, and my God. 44. To the Chaunter, an instruction of the sons of Korah. We have heard with our ears, O God, our fathers have told us what thou hast done in their time of old, how thou hast driven out the heathen with thy hand and planted them in, how thou hast destroyed the nations and cast them out. For they gat not the landed possession through their own sword, neither was it their own arm that helped them, but thy right hand, and thine arm, and the light of thy countenance, because thou hadst a favor unto them. Thou art my king, O God, send help unto Jacob. Through thee will we overthrow our enemies, and in thy name will we tread them under that rise against us. For I will not trust in my bow. It is not my sword that shall help me, but it is thou that savest us from our enemies, and puttest them to confusion that hate us. We make our boast of God all the day long, and will praise thy name forever. Selah. But now thou art far off, and puttest us to confusion, and goest not forth with our enemies. Thou makest us to turn our backs upon our enemies, such that they which hate us spoil our goods. It's not over. Thou lettest us be eaten up like sheep, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and takest no money for them. Thou makest us to be rebuked of our neighbors, to be laughed to scorn, and had in derision of them that are round about us. Thou makest us to be a byword among the heathen, and that the people shake their heads at us. My confusion is daily before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me, for the voice of the slanderer and blasphemer, for the enemy and avenger. And though all this be come upon us, yet do we not forget thee, neither behave ourselves frowardly in thy covenant. Our heart is not turned back, neither our steps gone out of the way. No, not when thou hast smitten us into the place of dragons, and covered us with the shadow of death. If we have forgotten the name of our God, and holden up our hands to any strange god, shall not God search it out? For he knoweth the very secrets of the heart. For thy sake also are we killed all the day long, and are counted as sheep appointed to be slain. Up, Lord, why sleepest thou? Awake, be not absent from us forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and forgettest our misery and trouble? For our soul is brought low even unto the dust. Our belly cleaveth unto the ground. Arise and help us, and deliver us for thy mercy's sake. Even this is a sort of boast. Why sleepest thou? Do your will, O Lord. (45) To him that excelleth among the lilies. To him that excelleth. And I think the melody, this is like on the lilies. The lilies being a particular melody, the name of a melody. An instruction of or for the children of Korah, a song of love. My heart is inditing of a good matter. It's inwardly speaking or writing. It's writing of a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made unto the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Thou art fairer than the children of men, full of grace are thy lips, because God hath blessed thee forever. Gird thee with thy sword upon thy thigh, O thou most mighty, according to thy worship and renown. Good luck or good blessing have thou with thine honor. Ride on because of the word of truth, of meekness and righteousness. The word of truth, meekness, and righteousness. And thy right hand shall teach thee terrible things. Thy arrows are very sharp, and the people shall be subdued unto thee, even in the midst, among the king's enemies. Thy seat or throne, O God, endureth forever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou hast loved righteousness and hated iniquity, wherefore God, even thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. All thy garments smell of myrrh, aloes, and cassia, out of the ivory palaces, whereby they have made thee glad. They have made thee to be glad. King's daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in a vesture of gold, wrought about with divers colors. Hearken, O daughter, and consider, incline thine ear. Forget also thine own people in thy father's house. So shall the king have pleasure in thy beauty, for He is thy Lord, he is thy Lord God. Worship thou him. And the daughter of Tyre shall be there with a gift, like as the rich also among the people shall make their supplication before thee. The king's daughter is all glorious within, her clothing is of wrought gold. She shall be brought unto the king in raiment of needlework. The virgins that be her fellows shall bear her company, and shall be brought unto thee. With joy and gladness shall they be brought, and shall enter into the king's palace. Instead of thy fathers, thou shalt have children, in the place of thy fathers, in the stead of. Thou shalt have children whom thou mayest make princes in all lands. I will remember thy name from one generation to another. Therefore shall the people give thanks unto thee, world without end. Ride on. Hmm. 46. To the chanter, a song for the children of Korah upon Alamoth, which is the name of a particular melody, upon Alamoth. I think. God is our hope and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will we not fear, though the earth be moved, and though the hills be carried in the midst of the sea. Though the waters thereof rage and swell, and though the mountains shake at the tempest of the same. Selah. The rivers of the flood thereof shall make glad the city of God. The rivers shall make glad the city of God. The holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, therefore shall she not be removed. God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen make much ado, and the kingdoms are moved, but God hath showed his voice, and the earth shall melt away. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our refuge, Selah. O come hither, and behold the works of the Lord, what destructions he hath brought upon the earth. He maketh wars to cease in all the world. He breaketh the bow, and knappeth, or snappeth, the spear in sunder, and burneth the chariots in the fire. Be still then, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen, and I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our defense. Selah. 47. To the chanter, that's the chief musician, a psalm for the children of Korah. O clap your hands together, all ye people. O sing unto God with the voice of melody. For the Lord is high and to be feared. He is the great King upon all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose out an heritage for us, even the worship of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. God is gone up with a merry noise, and the Lord with the sound of a trump. O sing praises unto our God. O sing praises unto our King. For God is King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth upon his holy seat. The princes of the people are joined unto the people of the God of Abraham. For God, which is very high exalted, doth defend the earth as it were with a shield. 48. A psalm of the children of Korah, in the second day of our Sabbath. Great is the Lord, and highly to be praised, in the city of our God, even upon his holy hill. The hill of Zion is a fair place, and the joy of the whole earth. Upon the north side lieth the city of the great King. God is well known in her palaces, is a sure refuge. For lo, the kings of the earth are gathered and gone by together. They are passed by. They marveled to see such things. They were astonied, and suddenly cast down. Fear came there upon them, and sorrow, as upon a woman in her travail. Thou shalt break the ships of the sea through the east wind. Like as we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God upholdeth the same forever. Selah. We wait for thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. O God, according unto thy name, so is thy praise unto the world's end. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let the Mount Zion rejoice, and the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion, and go round about her, and tell the towers thereof. Mark well her bulwarks. Set up her houses, that ye may tell them that come after. Them that come after. And this God, for this God is our God forever and ever. He shall be our guide unto death. "49. I'll stop at 50, I think. To the chanter, a psalm for the children of Korah. O hear this, all ye people. Ponder it with your ears, all ye that dwell in the world, high and low, rich and poor, one with another. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and my heart shall muse of understanding. I will incline my ear to the parable, and show my dark speech upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of wickedness, and when the wickedness of my heels compasseth me round about?" My heels, my adversaries, my foils, I think. Did it originate? Is this a wickedness that originated from his own heels and is now being, it is now catching up with him in the form of adversaries? Is that the idea? I'm not sure I understand heels necessarily. There be some that put their trust in their goods, and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches. But no man may deliver his brother, neither make agreement unto God for him. For it costeth more to redeem their souls. It costeth more to redeem their souls. It costs too much for a man to be able to redeem a soul, such that he must let that alone forever. Yea, though he live long, and see not the grave. For even if he lives forever. Yea, though he live long, and see not the grave. For he seeth that wise men also die, and perish together, as well as the ignorant and foolish, and leave their riches for others. And yet they think that their houses shall continue forever, and that their dwelling places shall endure from one generation to another, and call the lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man will not abide in honor, seeing he may be compared unto the beasts that perish. This is the way of them. This is their foolishness, and their posterity praise their saying. Selah. They lie in the hell like sheep. Death gnaweth upon them, and the righteous shall have domination of them in the morning. Their beauty shall consume in the sepulchre out of their dwelling. But God shall deliver my soul from the place of hell, for he shall receive me. Selah. Be not thou afraid, though one be made rich, or if the glory of his house be increased. For he shall carry nothing away with him when he dieth, neither shall his pomp follow him. For while he lived, he counted himself an happy man, and so long as thou doest well unto thyself, men will speak good of thee. He shall follow the generations of his fathers, and shall never see light. Man, being in honor, hath no understanding, but is compared unto the beasts that perish. He counted that, so long as thou doest well, men will speak good of thee. Doest well unto thyself. So long as thou doest well unto thyself, men will speak good of thee. 50. A psalm of Asaph. The Lord, even the most mighty God, hath spoken, and called the world from the rising up of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion hath God appeared in perfect beauty. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. There shall go before him a consuming fire, and a mighty tempest shall be stirred up round about him. He shall call the heaven from above, and the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me with sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak. I myself will testify against thee, O Israel, for I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee because of thy sacrifices, or for thy burnt offerings, because they were not always before me. I will not reprove thee for that. I will take no bullock out of thy house, neither he-goats out of thy folds. For all the beasts of the forest are mine, and so are the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls upon the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are in my sight. If I be hungry, I will not tell thee, for the whole world is mine, and all that therein is. Thinkest thou that I will eat bull's flesh, and drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. Thanksgiving for a remembrance of him, for a memorial of him. And pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the time of trouble, so will I hear thee, and thou shalt praise me. But unto the ungodly, said God, why dost thou preach my laws, and takest my covenant in thy mouth? Whereas thou hatest to be reformed, and hast cast my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, thou consentedst unto him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou hast let thy mouth speak wickedness, and with thy tongue thou hast set forth deceit. Thou sattest and spakest against thy brother, yea, and hast slandered thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I held my tongue. And thou thoughtest wickedly that I am even such a one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and set before thee the things that thou hast done. O consider this, ye that forget God, lest I pluck you away, and there be none to deliver you. Whoso offereth me thanks and praise, he honoureth me. And to him that ordereth his conversation right, will I show the salvation of God. All right, that's a good place to stop. We don't need to read for 4 hours at a time. 3 is plenty. But you know, I want to mention something before I log off here. Something that I noticed today. This is pretty powerful. You know, once in a while, it's easy to think, I'll admit, how could anyone choose to not believe in God? And I know they're not really choosing. That's their, kind of their default belief. That's where they start from. But even in the case where you don't know, why would you choose to not believe? But here's the reason. Here's the reason. In Romans 11, I really liked this. I like the way that and this is Tyndale's wording. It's not quite the same as the King James wording. This is Tyndale's wording, which is in the Great Bible and in a couple of translations before this. Did you know that God hath wrapped all nations in unbelief, that he might have mercy on all? Wrapped all nations. In the King James, it just says, wrapped all in unbelief. Actually, it's a little bit different than that, though. I like the emphasis here, all nations. Because if a person exercises only his common sense, he's not going to arrive at belief, because it's not common sense. And this kind of indicates, and common sense varies from place to place, nation to nation, And so that's even what this seems to indicate to me. Exercising the common sense that you learned from your own, growing up in your own nation. There's no such nation where common sense is going to naturally lead you to belief. It's a decision you make in every case. It's your own decision. You are responsible for it. So, but common sense won't get you there. That's by design. But the King James says it differently. It says God has concluded all in unbelief. That is, common sense, the conclusion of common sense will be unbelief. That's where it leads you, on by design, on purpose. I gotta go all the way back here now. Okay, but that's going to be the reading for the day. I'll continue tomorrow. And let's pray for all brothers and sisters who struggle with lust. It's a very basic. It's a very, very basic temptation. In all its forms. And I prefer generally to pray silently. Let's go back even to let's not be weighed under with too much heaviness, like it's too much of a burden. When you put too much heaviness on yourself and then the world adds more heaviness to you, then you start getting overwhelmed and your mind starts looking for some kind of escape or distraction. No, get out from under self-inflicted heaviness whenever you're in a position where you must also take on other heavy matters, other burdens for your mind, whether it's from your job or otherwise. Yeah. It's easy to be caught up in your own, kind of your own personal heaviness. But God says you can put it aside. Set it aside. He gives you, that's even he even, encourages you to set it aside. What's really freeing is when you realize that all the responsibility that you've put on yourself for other people, whether it's trying to lead them, kind of even trying to convince them that they should reevaluate and what this book says, Gee, it's really easy to put that burden on yourself. But that's God's business. That's God's business. Even if you do a little bit here and there, that fulfills God's work, God's will. But it's not your work. It's not all your work to do. Anyway, friends, thanks for watching and listening. I'll try to be back tomorrow. So for now, I love you. God bless you. Good night.